Kendrick says, I hate when a rapper talk about guns and somebody die. They turn into nuns, then hop online like, pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer. He wanna be Junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Where Kendrick is kind of portraying a hypocrisy here, an inconsistency between Drake and those who are around him, especially above him in the music industry. Guys like Birdman, guys like Jay Prince, guys who use and abuse their control in the music industry, especially on the hip hop side, in all the wrong ways. And then Kendrick ties this up in just, the meanest. Dementia must run in his family, you know, meaning the group of people he's a part of. Let it get shaky. I'll park his son, which some might think is going a little too far here, but he actually kind of addresses this very tone shift in the following handful of bars, saying the very first time I shot me a Drake, meaning previously when he's gone at Drake before, but Drake also gun, homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough today. I'll show you I learned from those mistakes. So obviously listening to somebody else prior, Kendrick didn't go about doing this the way that he wanted to, and also pointing down meaning aiming lower, going down to hell, shooting below the belt, which given what has happened up until this point, he is clearly ready to do. This next set of bars is pretty interesting, as on the front end, Kendrick makes reference to a recent purchase of a ring that Drake did and showed and flashed on social media that Tupac owned. And then he ends that with, I'd rather do that than let this Canadian guy make Pac turn in his grave, referencing not just that, but also Drake's recent use of Pac's voice in this whole AI thing. Kendrick also makes reference to Drake's perception of things being twisted, which given how he tried to go at Kendrick for being too pop-centric is like, pretty valid, because that's obviously an accusation you can hurl at Drake times 10. I hurt your feelings, you don't want to work with me no more, okay.
Like, many people, they frame their diss tracks as warning shots, you know? It's like it's part of the game. So I hope it's not empty, you know?
It's 3 goats left, and I seen 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage, then goes on to make this meta bar about how he's going to explain why he's bringing this up. And again, he's telling us the number of bars we're going to have to wait for him.
By the way, I read that there's an understanding here that it's 3 goats left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. That the thing is that this is not a reference to J. Cole and... this is not a reference to J. Cole and Drake. This is a reference to Beyonce and Jay-Z. Which could make sense. Because maybe he's setting up for something more here, you know?
To finally give us this punchline and this reasoning.
Why would he go at them? He's not going at them. It's 3 goats left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. That's not going at them. Like, if you frame this in the context of this being an homage to Beyonce and Jay-Z, then it sounds different, right? Because, like, especially with the Like That diss track about destroying the notion of Big 3.
And also, he's taking shots at Drake's weird fucking accent play shit that he's always doing whenever he crosses over into a sound or into a vibe or with an artist that does something different than what he does. But yes, Cole and Aubrey know that he's selfish, the crown is heavy.
Who the fuck listens to Beyonce? What do you mean, bro? Kendrick just had a feature on the Beyonce track. She dropped her fucking rap album.
Jail because he got convicted of killing 2 of his friends. From here, Kendrick gets pretty direct talking about how...
He didn't get convicted. It was a mistrial, which is kind of crazy. Because, like, reading about the evidence in regards to that trial is mental.
That Drake has been taking shots at Pharrell. He's going to take up the beef on his behalf. And then he says, fuck all that Pusha P, doing a little Gunna Wunna reference, and then says he would like to see Drake Pusha T, which does that need any further...
Apparently, fucking... I thought Stillmatic was Illmatic 2, but apparently Illmatic 2... Beyonce is crazy, but Jay-Z has never been called the GOAT. But it's more about the question of, like, staying, you know, in the conversation. Like, I don't think Jay-Z is the GOAT, but it's like the word GOAT has definitely been...
Explanation, I don't think it does. You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me, which at this point that may in fact be true, because at least at the end of the day, while Pusha T
is a part
did
of
really
everyone's
smother
top five
Drake
in most cases.
in the crib with the
And I say
story of
that as
Adidon,
a
Pusha
person
T
that
is
doesn't like
never going to
listening to much
be
Jay-Z.
at Drake's size, unfortunately, and Drake can just kind of throw shots at him all day and probably see no repercussions about it, because there's going to be a massive section of Drake's audience that's never going to listen to a Pusha T diss all the way through, no matter what, even if it's a good one, even if it's an earth-shattering one. And if they do, it's most likely going to be one time and they're going to be doing this the entire time. Whereas with Kendrick, the entire world is going to be listening to this diss track. I mean, already on YouTube in
He's
a
not,
few short
not
days,
in my top 10 either,
this song
but I can
has as
understand
many streams
why he is
as
for many,
Push-Ups does on YouTube. Kendrick goes on to make more comparisons between him as Drake, obviously putting him above Drizzy. And also, we ain't got to get personal. This is a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. Another pulling punches line. Like for Kendrick, this is him actually not going nuclear. He is not pushing the red button. And he's essentially recommending wherever this goes, it should stay here at this level. And he threatens saying that he knows stuff about people that would make Gunna, who, I mean, has long been talked about as a snitch, that would make him look like a saint. Gunna really catching a stray on this one, because he's really been doing everything that he possibly can to, you know, sidestep the snitch allegations. But after this diss, he's really not going to overcome them. Side note, though, I do feel like a bar such as this one is a reflection on how expectations of diss tracks have changed so much over the years.
It's
that
crazy.
in order
There's
for
a
a
bar
diss to be
about,
good,
like, a
there has to
fucking
be some big
restaurant.
reveal that really is kind of like the Pusha T story of Adidon
about a
effect.
restaurant
Personally, I don't think
coming
a diss track has to have a revelation on the level of you have a son in order for it to be good and effective. But with that being said, Kendrick unfortunately has the cross to bear that his fans actually analyze his lyrics and pay attention to the things that he says. And I do think he will have egg on his face if things escalate from here and whatever information or revelation he's promising with this bar and others like it doesn't actually bubble up because he doesn't present any additional info. Which, I mean, from here, Drake most definitely has the ability to call his bluff if he so wants. Because, I mean, as damning as some of these bars are, Drake may respond, and I think he needs to respond, especially since he kind of baited this response out of Kendrick to begin with. And if he knows for a fact that Kendrick is bullshitting, he may call him out and say, I don't think you know anything. Go ahead. Say whatever you feel like you think you know. From here, Kendrick kind of reframes and reminds us and Drake about what this is all about. It's not about critics or gimmicks, AI stuff. It's about who's the greatest. And so far, Kendrick is showing that in this back and forth. Because I don't think this track or any track in the midst of all of this should be taken in a vacuum or just at face value. It's about which person is outdoing the other person. And so far, when it comes to the quality of the tracks we have heard up until this point, I think Kendrick is outdoing Drake here. Because again, the tailor-made freestyle was just a weird gimmick to get Kendrick to react instantly. And Push-Ups, while I think it did have some good bars here and there, Drake did not objectively, and we're not even all the way through the track yet, dig as deep into Kendrick as Kendrick is into Drake on this song so far. Kendrick also says that while what he does, this performance, this writing, this act of aggression he's involved in, while it's about love, it's also about hate, and he's the biggest hater, and he very apparently hates Drake with such a deep passion, making a bit of a DMX callback here when he was ranting about Drake during a radio show, saying he hates the way that he walks, the way that he talks, the way that he dresses, the way that he sneak disses. If he catches a fight, it's going to be direct, which he's very much being direct here. He doesn't even like the women that Drake has sex with. There's been a lot of debate over why exactly he framed
I'm definitely like I'm in the camp where I believe that Kendrick Lamar is the GOAT.
Personally, given the tone of many of the bars surrounding this throughout the rest of the track, I kind of see it as an attack against Drake's moral character, because
I can't think of a boring Kendrick Lamar song.
Instagram models, that kind of thing, or women that, as many people have discussed, are not necessarily of age, which is very much a
I'm not a big
third
fan of,
rail
like,
on
his,
this song that Kendrick doesn't seem to be ready to go full
I'm not a
in
big fan
on
of his,
quite yet, but it
Section
seems to be
80.
something that just about everybody is expecting him to comment on, even Drake himself, because through the Tupac AI voice, he made mention of that very thing. And I don't know if Kendrick isn't like going that deep into it as a topic because he doesn't have that much information on it. It's something he's saving for a little bit further down the road if he does get another response from Drake, which he most likely will. But either way, it's something that Kendrick frames as being an issue that everyone is aware of. And then topically, he circles back into this sore spot that Rick Ross was very much going on about, that Drake is an appropriator. He's a fake. He's an actor. That he acts tough, and he's essentially not a part of hip-hop culture, but he's just performing it. He also claims that Drake does not have a classic. And again, these are all things, these are all criticisms that have been leveled at Drake
goofy as fuck, bro.
But Kendrick is going about framing them lyrically in this track in a better way. We see another example of that, comparing Rick Ross with him, saying, let your core audience stomach that, then tell them where you get your abs from. And again, in the wake of the Rick Ross diss, there's been a lot of discussion about, Drake, liposuction, Drake, abs, Drake, plastic surgery. Yeah, okay, that's very obviously a thing that happened. Pointing it out just to point it out doesn't necessarily add up to much, honestly. But if you are going to bring it up, do it in a way where you're getting layers here, where the core of your audience has to stomach a fact, an idea, a piece of information. He also makes reference to the fact that Yachty has been outed as a ghostwriter for Drake because there recently was a reference track that came out.
Enough of this cringe MSI, please, bro. I don't control MSI. But I guess it's time. It's time. Homie has a point. Let's jump to MSI. What is the Twitch channel for MSI? At this point, it's just Kato's channel, isn't it, man?
Of the fans think that Fnatic is gonna win. I do feel like
that's a cool picture, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually surprised it's not a little bit more lopsided because as we talked about, obviously we want to really praise this GAM roster for making it, but they have not had a lot of time together outside of Levi and Kiaya playing together for years, so they're still really coming together. I'm very curious to see.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, dodge, goose, duck, goose.
Like, hopefully that'll be a thing where they've improved
the ads are coming your way. Stay woke.
But this is, in my opinion, a very favorable, like heavily favorable for Fnatic.
I feel like that 22% is because GAM has a very loyal fan base. Obviously, yes, in Vietnam, but the global fans, they love GAM because every international.
They're so fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, they are a fun team.
How can you hate them? And I feel like this event is only going to kind of increase that.
I don't know what that word means actually. What did I just permit?
I love the fans. I guess the 22% optimism or hope. A little bit of cope, just a tiny bit.
Is it cope or hope on our side, though? What do we think? What are our predictions?
It's straight cope. Let me see if I got it correctly. I gotta
find mine. Yeah.
LEC all the way, Fnatic 2-0. I love seeing VCS play against LEC because usually it gives for bloody game entertainment. I want to see our boys win, of course, but I want to see bloody games, as we said. I think it's gonna be the main word here for this.
Yeah. It's just
all right.
I don't think it's going to be close. Right. This might be the fastest day. I mean, we've had 2 days, but
we said this yesterday as well. Yeah. But yeah, they give them the run of their money. What do we want to see in game? Anything that we want to see in this first game?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a call from Dan, the journalist, who is on site right now in Chengdu.
Pretty massive buff
Dan,
that'd be interesting. Yeah.
So like.
Give us your take on the climate right now in Chengdu.
On how you use realm,
Thank you, Mark. I'm currently outside of Chengdu Arena. All the fans have entered the venue, and I am standing here in the streets without a ticket because of budget cuts. Back to you.
Strategy for GAM because they just do not want to go up against that Fnatic bot lane. Producers are even booing me in my ear right now.
There it is.
Wow. I want to see if we're gonna have a support engage on the side of June. That's what I want to see. He's been popping off with this kind of champions. Let's see what the teams have planned. The stage is set for our first series of the day, GAM Esports versus Fnatic. It's time
did T1 Lane saw both games yesterday? Yes, they did.
Chengdu已然蓄势待发， 我迫不及待地想要目睹历史的璀璨光芒，在这片古老的土地上。
We already recycling videos.
因为今年 MSI 在中国。
I don't think not in Gragas. Like Gragas is fine, ladies. It's a good video though. It's a good video though, so we don't mind.
我觉得 LPL 队伍能在 MSI 拿这么多次冠军，是因为其实我们本身实力比较强，然后其次是我们在春天。
This is a new video actually.
理解上面会比较好。
This is a new video, bro.
洋溢的巴西赛区 ，Loud 是否严阵以待为这片赛区
The Chinese trap beats, they go kind of hard in the paint.
Esse campeonato é representar o Brasil do jeito que ele merece, que é chegar à fase de brackets. Para mim significaria uma honra extrema, porque eles são ótimos jogadores, tem muitos jogadores que já foram campeões mundiais, são os melhores jogadores do mundo. Então derrotar eles seria incrível.
Damn.
所有来中国的队伍只能品尝一下美食，根本带不走冠军。
这个春天会是我们的。
MSI năm ngoái là một thất bại lớn.
LLL has knocked the VCS out of MSI.
Vì vậy, ở năm nay, bọn tôi muốn chiến thắng và sẽ vào vòng bracket. Hãy tin vào bọn tôi. Sẽ không dễ đâu, nhưng bọn tôi sẽ làm được.
Okay.
It's been 3 years since my last MSI, but I'm here now and I'm ready to go. I know we can reach our full potential this tournament.
I don't know what Humanoid has done with his haircut, bro.
Và mình nghĩ các khu vực khác cũng đều học đều tương tự. Ở MSI,
He just no longer wants to be compared to Chris Evans.
Để tạo ra hỗn loạn. Đánh khủng, đánh điên là sở trường của tụi mình.
I'm always confident that I can play against everyone. My personal goal this tournament is to show that I'm still capable of playing against the best mid laners in the world.
Đây sẽ là một trận đẫm máu.
No matter what, I trust my teammates. I have no reason to be scared.
I don't know, like, if you know Humanoid, like, I know that he's like half cringing when he's being told what to say. Woo! All right, who do they present first? All the Chinese fans are like, woo, Reckless! I want to see Reckless! Woo! They're like, what the fuck is Reckless?
欢迎来到2024英雄联盟季中冠军赛入围赛第2比赛日的现场。今天的第1场比赛，
Is that Wendy's voice?
LPG 赛区的 Fnatic 对阵 VCS 赛区的 GAM Esports。首先有请 Fnatic 登场。
Tough beats, man. Very tough beats. Is it crazy that MSI playing stage is the most sitting place in world's groups this year? Don't say it, man. Can we just accept? Can we just accept the situation? Just host world championships in Korea and China? All right, that's Fnatic. 5 bootcamp days, 5 teams to slay. They got bills to pay. Oh, look at him go, man. Kiaya, Levi, and the rest of the squad.
Fnatic 对阵 GAM Esports 的比赛即将开始，让我们共同期待两支战队的精彩表现。
All right. I don't know anything about Gigabyte Marines. Well, I do know that they're not called Gigabyte Marines anymore, but that's such a badass name.
Fantastic introductions as always. Welcome everybody.
Oh, Dracos on the comms with Dagda Lena.
For what I think all of us LEC fans and pundits are hoping will be a Fnatic win, but that slight bit of nervousness, maybe because they played that clip back where a
so basically,
was level 6 at like
GAM had subs, and then they came to this tournament with even more subs. They are basically Subway.
Just like lane swaps.
They got subs because of the VCS scandal, as far as I understand. And now the continuation is that a couple of those homies couldn't get visas. That's what I understand.
I know she wants it for tactical reasons, for strategic reasons, but for entertainment reasons.
Daddy was on vacation till 2 days ago, pretty much. That's a hyperbolic statement, but in that direction. I recognize this man.
Look, the mind game that happened when you
I recognize this man.
This thing that doesn't, and then there's other people like, I just want them to kill each other.
I don't know why I recognize this man.
Kill each other, please.
Why do all casters look like they slept 4 hours combined the last 3 days? Because it's probably true. They flew in late. Archie, okay.
And it's not just because it's my job to
all right, ladies and gentlemen. Nocturne ban.
EU does not forget. It's like solid meta. Obviously,
yeah, I mean, he played it twice.
Good at it. Yeah, like just generally good at it.
They played twice in playoffs, won both, 15 KDA, so not fully surprised. I was getting rid of the Draven, so very much looking to say like, hey, we want to try and lock down a lot of this early game stuff with the Draven and the Nocturne.
2.5 day of jet lag bootcamp.
Towards the Senna quite a bit.
That's a Vi looking.
So I'm curious to see what
oh, they demanded every 80 in the world, bro. Look at that. 3 bans for Noah. This is the same squad in playoff, no additional subs? Okay, cool. We got Easy Love, the brother of Jackie. We got Rumble Flex, the first one, the first Rototo.
Likely for Kiaya, although technically on the global scale can be flexed into support and is something Dio has played before. Tristana alongside it.
Tristana, all right. Rumble Tristana rotation 1-2. I don't mind that.
Strong at taking towers. Rumble very good at.
Let's see the direction of humanoid here. He can go Oriana. Oh, he has 3 picks. He has 3 picks to match with Vi, so they drop. Zarakan looking on the 2-3. Zarakan is very good in lane swap meta, guys. Maybe they see Rumble and they said, we've seen enough, and they're gonna look like Sion, Zac 4-5, and just commit to the lane swap identity.
I want to go for something similar here, but as you say, Tristana, and if it is Rumble bot, is hyper aggressive. So Jun and Noah going for the Zarakan kind of says, hey, look, we're not going to be as strong in a potential lane swap, but you can still take Demolish and stuff, still have your Guardian proc for the Rakan, and then still get access.
Is the volume, guys, good? Is the volume good?
I'm curious to see how this one pans out, but at the moment, we're setting up for 2 heavy team fighting squads either way.
I like the amount of engage that has been drafted, especially on the Fnatic side. Jun and Raz work together, of course, the big point of improvement for them domestically in our spring split.
So they have full topside locked in already.
Part of the reason why Fnatic were able to make a much deeper run.
Nautilus ban.
That said, now seeing some support bans taken away, it seems still.
There's Ahri to pick. Ahri you can pick Talia, you can pick Oriana. A lot of champions here for humanoids, so I like the dropping and slamming Zarakan.
These champions are going. Maokai in the jungle feels like the only safe bet.
They should just keep banning CC champs here, I think. I think that even if the enemy plays Lulu, I don't think it's that good for the composition here.
Both the Azir and the Talia gone, maybe just an Ahri pickup here for Emo in the mid lane.
Some Silas? Oh, not necessary. Just elevating risk for no reason. I think that Lulu is fine banning to Rakan, right? But I don't think Lulu is good for that side comp. I don't think it matters, but maybe this is just a signal that they really want to. They just and Lulu because of course they want to commit to the lane swap and Lulu is good at it, right? Zarakan is unironically one of the best lane swap lanes in the game. They scale good and they push really fast. They have so much damage on turret and they have such massive tempo swings with of course the duo Rico.
Counter pick for humanoid.
Yeah, I'm curious because I think
Hui looking.
relatively okay if you
Alright.
Okay, so
Hui looking.
you're going full team fight here. Orin can do relatively well in the lane swap.
Hui got
but
massive
I think this is
buffs.
gonna be more stacked
Massive
lanes.
buffs.
Oscar has looked great on picks like the Cassante, so it feels like Orin kind of fitting into that.
Korea, do you think
well.
do you think that coach could pick up? I mean, coach, do you think that Korea could pick up his engaged champs again? Yeah, most likely. Like he's such a talented player, but I think just in terms of how they play as a team.
There you go. Okay, Twisted Fate.
Okay.
So really
TF
leveraging the flexible
TF
rumble until
twist.
the last possible second. Now Zeri Rumble is not my favorite duo lane, but remember that when you talk about this team,
I think Zeri Rumble together bot lane is ass. It's really ass. Like I think the matchup Rumble into Ornn is really good. I think that this rotation here is not that good. Zeri Rumble as a lane, bro.
That said, if Fnatic swap now, Ornn much better.
Ornn does not hate lane swap, man. Like I think people, when people think about Ornn,
one of the worst possible options to
when people think about Ornn,
tower dives early on.
like people are thinking way too much about his passive. Like his power budget is not skewed towards his passive almost at all. Like,
and even if you start to open up the map, you can always.
It's like 80% of the game is already played and 90% of it is decided before Ornn has.
But this is going to be super interesting. I hope we do get standard lanes though, because I think in the grand scheme of things, a lot of these matchups are super spicy. And if as GAM you are able to leverage that top jungle synergy, this could be a focal point where Oscarinen just starts to fall massively far behind.
Oscarinen has been kind of the touted weak point, considered among many the weakest Western representative between the LLL.
I think Rumble support with Zeri is just not it for me. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, duck goose. If you are insane, if you're really good, you're not gonna get any ads right here, so don't worry guys.
Even if the lane phase is set up to be a struggle, big question on the minds of a lot of fans. We get ready for our first game in this best of 3. Regardless,
Stand
though,
up if you're the GOAT.
I'm just ready to see some fights. I want to see the angles, I want to see the rumble ults, I want to see the setup with the Maokai, the gold cards, the responses on the opposite side from Jun and Razork, especially see if they can continue their dominant streak.
Right.
That we saw even in the finals, that they were unable to win. You know, these two players playing very well together.
Thank you, Bob.
To take the game off G2.
Roberto.
I think the only problem that I see for GAM,
I didn't dodge him, my ad block is full. I like
they
him.
don't actually have a huge amount of engage, or in general, they're just very
Alright, let's see if they swap or they just challenge. Honestly, like, Zeri Rumble is not that strong of a lane. But a lot of 80s were banned, right? So I think with 80s banned, I think if you can't play Kalista Battles with Rumble support, you shouldn't play it. Yo, Kuwama, thank you very much for the prime, I appreciate you. Thank you. 8 months, baby, 8 months. That's the good stuff.
Immediate damage when you have the Maokai locked in, right? This is a champion.
You got heal on June. No lane swap action.
In terms of utility, tower dive setup, but the early game can be a little bit rough. So when
take care of yourself, the best Spain side.
For Razork to try to snowball an advantage to find.
It's gonna be wild when NA win MSI this year.
Said, you know, Vi, I think compared to Maokai,
that would be wild.
A little bit more like an early activity jungler, but also is a champion who, very often for us domestically, at least in the LEC, did sit back a lot less of the early level 3.
Tristana can't. Tristana can't lane against Zyrakan. That's like suicide. Like Tristana is just not good against Zyrakan.
Where you get that severing bolt off thanks to the ultimate from the Vibe.
Cheated matchup. Razork activo.
Initially, when Hui started to come onto the board and you'd see something like the Zac in the top.
It's funny because it's like their picture is like Razork sees all evil, Levi hears all evil.
But as we're talking about the jungle, it is our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz, Razork versus Levy.
That's what's up, Balzamele.
And you can understand why. Obviously, two of the best players on their team. Emily said it on the desk, and I'm inclined to agree. Probably the best performance.
See Maokai starting Raptors and then going for red, which might mean that he is going to sniff topside or he's going to just base.
But here, of course, taking a look at all 3 lanes simultaneously.
Because you lose a bit of time.
Now that we've opted away from the lane swap, there is a bit of attention that I think
no Gamba.
paid to the bottom side. Not sure what
I could do Gamba.
the Rumble support in this context.
Let's do Gamba.
A lot of early damage. And it seems like Fnatic are just going to have to concede push here. What does the advantage do here? As Humanoid is going to struggle to fight back early on. It does feel like Fnatic are just...
Alright, 30-second Gamma goes now. Go.
Yeah, and I think that's going to just kind of continue. This is the big upside of having that Rumble support, is just how much damage it deals in the early stage.
That is not on my end, guys. Your stream is fine, your PC is fine, Vanguard is not destroying you.
They make sure that Levi should be in a decent spot here to not...
Alright, Marek is actually
And this is kind of we're talking about for Emo versus Humanoid. This Tristana
Getting
is such
bodied,
an
man.
easy trade pattern against
What's happening in the mid lane?
in these quick trades, the Tristana should continuously come out on top.
Tristana might look to squeeze a little cull base.
Will provide a ton, especially with all the reliable CC options that Fnatic have.
Yeah, I don't like Zeri Rumble, guys. I don't think that
Right now, it is going to be a bit
this
of a
lane
struggle.
can pressure enough, but maybe I'm wrong.
Losing gracefully for Humanoid in terms of pressure and CS. As long as he can stop Tristana from taking plays,
I think the lane swapping still would have been really good for blue side. Like, I think that
too bad as we get later into the game.
I think though the problem is for Fnatic, you have 3 losing lanes essentially now. So if I was the
I
Maokai
think this
or
was
even
such a lane swap
Leo
game.
at this point, I'd love to get a deep ward in.
Even though I don't like the
Zeri
Zeri Rumble pairing, it doesn't mean that like Rumble is not stronger than Rakan.
Which is why we kind of saw Kiai being a little bit cautious in that top side of the map.
Rakan's stronger than
But
Bull.
early vision control here will be massive.
Alright, so Levi is still on 330, so doing golems after red didn't matter.
Start to chip away those turret plates.
And now via base to open on crab top side. Keep in mind that the jungling has changed just a little bit because, of course, the World Cup spawn at 6 minutes now instead of 5.
Very early trading, not really that.
Comment to Spellbook better here than Grasp. I would just play Spellbook. Did you see Zera dropped like 4% win rates and they added Vanguard? Yeah, I saw that. It was the same for Zeri, no? Zeri is also.
Relatively perfect information as our observers wonderfully highlight the Tristana using TP back to lane, matching Humanoid now.
Watch Razork though, he's managed to sneak around that vision though.
Ooh, this is an Elioya gang. This is such an Elioya gang. Whoa, Kiaya's playing TP.
There though, it's looking pretty flawless. Gold card in, Kiaya flash out, doesn't have the ghost as we so often see. Can't quite do it. He's so close, but first blood for Fnatic.
No ghosts on TF, by the way.
There, but they do manage to grab the kill.
I think it's very bad. But this Razor gank is very, very Elioya-esque. You know, Elioya always on map opening, he does things in the reverse order. He always cuts in to the lanes and then goes to camps, while most junglers like to do camps into action because of them spawning in unison with your base. But this is an Elioya gank, I call it.
Overall, good setup. Kiaya, I like,
Great start here. Kiaya used flash as well, and like Oscarinin, like this is a fine Ornn. This TF is gonna get bombed on side, so very good start. Very good start.
Even a goal with the Ornn.
Levi, I don't know what Levi can accomplish here. He has a Kindle gem.
See a bit of a jungle exchange here. Razork, does he want to go for the Q smite?
Alright, Levi got level 5, Phase rushes away, runs, Oscarinin no 6. Levi with the pressure, 12 CS ahead. Levi runs away from, of course, Humanoid side. Ooh, good Q from Levi. Saves a lot of damage there, good Q from Levi. Humanoid, oh, the CC combination! Oh, the E through the homies! Humanoid gets 6 on the minion. Sorry, not on the minion, on the Maokai kill. Oh, one for one on both. 1 for 1 for both on both. Noah dodges. Flash here for Zeri. Flash here for Zeri. Oh shit, Noah movement. Oh, no. Damn.
Neither side able to walk away with a kill. Rob, we wanted blood. 6 minutes, 6 kills.
Alright, get the freeze going. Are you gonna base on these range? You guys can push this on time?
The fact that I thought it was a little bit of a.
You're gonna try. Wait, you use your spells on the range minions, sir?
So you end up in this position where you're overextended into.
Damn, how broken is this lane, by the way? Look how fast they pushed. Look how fast they pushed with Doran's blade. It's at balance.
They're recalling in the bush. They're recalling in the bush.
No, that's greedy. That's greedy. Bro, you staggered him here. Don't kill him fast. Ah, okay. I thought they were gonna stagger him here.
Overstaying a little bit from Noah, but excellent punish from the side of
Okay.
They tried to get the wave pushed out, so
they warming up. They're warming up, guys.
But unfortunately, not able to do so. But I mean,
Levi went all around the world, man.
Look at mid. Emo's already resetting, so Levi only has the 2 members there, whereas Fnatic bring a lot more company up to this top side. And here, I actually thought with that phase rush coming through again, Levi might be able to escape.
Boom, look at that Razork E through the TF. Hey, look, the angles in there, I like it. And then Humano gets 6 on the kill. Alright, we got a busy start here, ladies and gentlemen. I like it. Castle.
Levi getting a bit more than he bargained for when he invaded for the Gromp. As we take a look back at this, initial setup is solid here. Rumble gets down a ton of damage.
Oh.
Not quite able to finish the kill initially, but we got another play on top side. Point and click CC.
As I told you guys, this TF will get farmed. Vi and Ornn, if they want to kill him, they will kill him. It's just the name of the game. Oh, easy love, easy love. Gets the E through the wall, has the moves from ult. Humanoid doesn't have R, here it comes, Apotheosis. And he did. I made a deal with the devil, Jimmy. She dies.
Humanoid's had some great
Bro, Humanoid is fucking running the whole map, bro. He's just pushing mid, running the whole map. Humanoid is 3-0-1.
With Levi on towards the Void groups as well, but Fnatic are going to be delighted with the way this early game is going.
Yeah, Humanoid's getting scary.
Emo had some good trades early levels, but then Marek Brazdellini took over the whole map.
Familiar with this player. Some games
Bro.
he's a little more relaxed. When the pressure's on, this man shows up, and clearly
What on earth is GAM
nice snipe to kick things
doing
off,
in the bot lane, bro?
It looks all right, but it's not even a full item completed, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best you can do in this situation is easy love. Try and play forward to force them back, so maybe you can escape away from Humanoid, but the guy just doesn't miss from those positions. Able to secure another kill for himself. 3-0 now.
Alright, let's see what Razo's decision is. He's crossing at the bottom side.
And he is well on his way. And remember what we were talking about earlier, right?
Levi,
The fact that you
3C
get
his
this
head.
combo with Razork makes it so easy.
There's usually this window where Night Vow champions are like stronger than enemy jungle because of no gold, right? And you need more gold on, of course, support. I mean, on Vi in order to complete items. But here, like, Vi already has Sundered Sky, so it's just...
all very item reliant, right? No one has that much
It's just clear love.
damage, so when we come to early team fights around Drake, when we come to 1 to 2 item skirmishes, Fnatic are just going to be in a much better position, not just because they're ahead of the clock, but you've got 3
Yeah, Spellbook is much better here, I think.
on one item, are going to feel good on 2, but really
Look
want
at
to
that fucking one-shot TF on 6 with your
the fight the
Ignite.
way their champions are designed to.
And I just don't think you're going to get to that point, because honestly, with the way Fnatic are playing, Oscar and trying to find this.
I think it's very well to play TP on TF. I think Ghost is way too important because like Ghost is your defensive tool as well, you know? You Ghost one gang, you flash another gang.
Because if you can force this squad from GAM to teamfight, this is where you can try and
No, Mercy is
solidify
cool.
that win without far edge.
Levi looking for the setup on the roots, but not going to pull the trigger. Rumble Ultimate, obviously a very powerful damage output tool, but reliable CC doesn't exist in the bottom lane. They pull the trigger. Easy look like
But doesn't know what's either. Did he already?
Starting to fall down. Ellie are going to back away, overheating. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, Razork going to try to fish, going to try to follow up the kill. Severing Bolt. I don't think he even needs the range.
Ooh, you need his Maximus with the red buff. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky.
Now here in mid, finishing the job for Fnatic.
Razork's going to go on hunt for the
He saw the Malcolm on bottom side and then he snapped.
Where are you going? What's the plan?
Alright, 1 for 1. Ornn got a base in, so this is really good, bro. Ornn got a base, bro. Ornn got a base, man.
First gold league has had in quite some time, even despite the passive. So maybe an opportunity.
Ornn got a base. It's not too shabby, guys.
I do like this call as well. They're going to try and shove in mid as GAM and immediately look for the dragon, which again is a nice takeaway when you're trying to play this composition that essentially just wants the 1-3-1. So if you can get this earlier objective, would be nice, but I think they might be missing their window here. Azilov hasn't shoved in bot side as quickly as they would have liked to, and it looks like they're just going to have to back away instead.
Caplos is much stronger coming into this Drake. They just need to wait for the cooldown of ults, Apotheosis, and Vi's ultimate on CD.
Fall away from these objectives. Fnatic just have so many, or just have more effective tools to really kick things off. Rakan ultimate, Vi ultimate, the Ornn ultimate, they can pick off single targets so easily.
The Sunfire is not bad, guys, because he needs to be able to clear the waves fast. Like, Sunfire is not bad. Like, clearing the waves is important.
Kraken Slayer for Kiaya as well means that you're not going to be as heavy on this whip push as
Wait, Quail is not called Apotheosis? I'm just talking shit.
Razork's in behind them here, though.
I think it should be called that.
Jun, ultimate is about to tick over. They're just looking for
it. This ulti is available. R flash W if he wants to go for it. Instead, Fnatic just going to be happy with a bit of bot side priority. Playing for control of the tri-bush here.
What's up, Bago? This is... Your PC is okay. Your PC is okay, guys. I'm moving to just signal that everything is alright. Your PC and your TV screen is okay. Your device is safe. I don't know about... Okay, I was getting Mercs OP.
relatively clean escape for Oscar. And again, credit to Oscar with support of Razork weathering the early game storm of this TF, now in a very comfortable position. That was
Uncle
the
Bob,
counterpunch.
relax.
GAM on the top side was
So
trying
good.
to find the pick onto Oscar while Fnatic took the Drake, and they get essentially nothing from it. Wave gonna get instantly deleted. And yeah, a bit of poke, a bit of harassment coming in from the Twisted Fate, but really nothing else.
Fnatic looking for the pick. Hide on Bush is the plan. An easy love would just about manage to escape. Nice job from him. But you're going to lose out on a lot on this bot side. Yes, you will get Void Grubs, which means you'll tick over to 6 here for GAM, which
Do you think early
nice
shit
when a lot of
ER
your
Shanzai is still good into short range?
If you're already this far behind, and it's only getting worse.
Humanoid
I think it's really whatever. Vi's gonna ult, latches on, rumble though. Okay.
Is going to be a 1-for-1 thus far. Ulti probably going to connect to the...
I feel like this Maokai needs to be way busier in the way. Oh, he saw the... Oh, he almost had the combination. Almost had the combination with the Q didn't clip.
Another Twisted Fate, but on the way back in, Maokai not going to twist it, advance forward, instead focusing on the pressure.
He didn't clip him.
Mean that the dive won't
Usually it's like, if you clip someone with Q, you are
The thing is, though, you've already got
into W, R, E, and then you full CC chain, you know?
Position to carry is easy love.
Not going to connect with the ulti will pull back clean. Humanoid. Barely any mana left, but he doesn't
The easy love,
even need it.
he finds himself in the driest positions. Always in danger in the most driest ways, guys.
I mean, GAM, they look
The most
they
driest.
don't really know where they're supposed to be. Yes, you got Rift Herald coming up.
Just
but
so dry.
They just feel lost.
Yeah. And you can see in this
I'll adjust my camera so you guys see the spells available.
They want to get here. The buffer comes through. Humanoid with the respect flash. And
I
yes, they
think
are able to
this
kill
is
Razork,
perfect.
but
Now you see the spells and the stacks and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and again, you kind of like hovering on mid. He's just trying to be useless to stop the recall from Humanoid.
Sati should got nerfed on this back, 14-7 or 14-8.
Potentially look for a Rift Herald off.
I think it's 14-7 that it got nerfed. So just so expensive now.
Now it's Fnatic with the advantage.
Zayas monster far ahead. Humanoid the same thing. Seraphs and breaks finish at 14 minutes, guys. 14 minutes Seraphs and finish.
Honestly, I mean, Humanoid.
That's crazy talk, man. That's a crazy early Seraph.
Fnatic just have the map side so heavily in their favor. I don't think you even need.
Yeah, I don't know, Steph Curry, bro.
I mean, really,
My man's playing TP fucking Twisted Fate, man. It's good to see you, Steph.
Any member of GAM. So they have to be so careful about approaching that tower. That's why you see immediately Kiaya backing off. He knows he has no business being there. As we take a look at the MasterCard lane economy snapshot, unsurprisingly, pretty damn favorable for Fnatic support position.
How are you feeling about Kendrick's response, brother?
Printing money, but otherwise it's all Fnatic all the time. Yet another pullback gonna come through. Ma from Humanoid.
What a good war we get to watch.
One very vulnerable rumble, not a whole lot left. Disengage on
Okay. Razork activo. TP of Tristana, on the CPing too. Here comes Orn. Snap on Kiaya. Kiaya's flash. Noah cleanses. Kiaya dead. Noah ult. Can he kill him? Oh! Oh! No! He missed it! He missed it! Oh, CC chain. Humanoid is pretty but Orn should just clean everybody up. Doesn't matter. GG.
Shutdown going through for Levi. Messy fight across.
No, I'm excited for what Drake drops, man.
As Fnatic try to find the members that they need.
Zeri fucked up his E over the wall. Maybe if he goes, maybe it's better, but I just think in this situation, I don't see how anyone kills Orn ever, man. Like, Orn looks like an absolute menace. Orn looks like a complete menace in this situation. I think the Vi ultimate is pretty whatever. I think that I don't like this engage at all.
Goes a little bit too deep. And at this stage, you start to see the Humanoids running out of mana, and Noah starting to take a chunk off.
Yeah, I heard the high Whitney snippets.
Regardless, the CC comes through.
You think it's real?
They managed to get the kill on Kiaya. Noah's able to start to back away. Great job from Emo here to get the ult to guarantee the damage that you need to kill off Noah. And then Razork is able to turn around here. But this is the position he's talking about. Humanoid.
Bro, yeah, 40-minute setups.
He's just auto-attacking.
40-minute setup is kind of crazy.
Abilities that are coming in his way. But Fnatic just are too far ahead of this stage.
No, I'm excited for the next layer of this, man. I just hope it doesn't end here.
On the side of Fnatic, about spending all their cooldowns and continuing to try to fight. They're effectively.
I hope it doesn't end here, man. It needs to continue. The show must go on, man. The show must go on.
When the side of GAM has 2 items, you're not going to outmatch them. If that was an even fight, Fnatic probably lose that. It is their lead that allowed them to win, despite, you know, some rough moments. That said, Fnatic only want to continue to extend that lead. First tower going to get knocked down. Oscar about to charge the Herald into the second.
Bro, this beef was years in the making. Oh, Easy Love is over the wall. He should be able to survive here. June? Oh, June connects. June connects. Actually, Rask is so fed, man. He did so much damage to this fucking Zeri. When I saw him being level 10, I didn't think that he had enough to actually find the lethal, but with the Rakan connecting.
I was going to say Riptide into that bottom side to make sure that it gets it, but it will waddle its way back to whence they came from. Job is done. Taxi ride complete. And Fnatic get themselves a second dragon, but at this stage,
I think the homie in the chat earlier said it right. You know, it's like the Kendrick Lamar conversation is similar to a Faker conversation. You know,
Razor does end up going a little bit too far, but Severing Bolt hits from so far away. Jun does
I have to say, like the Kendrick Lamar subreddit and the Drizzy subreddit, both are so horrible, absolutely atrocious, like disgusting, like it's crazy. Not everything needs to be black and white, you know.
Shuts down the vast majority of champions in the game. Vi obviously not going to be one of them.
Alright, Razorko activo here, no ult here. Zaya's connecting, clearly so far. Zeri should be first. Connecting back, they're relaxing. Did you see the Denzel Curry take on the beat? No, I didn't. I have 4 minutes till Drake, not a good soul. Holy Oscarini Panini. I don't think you can win here, Oscarini Panini. You win here? Oh, yeah, choked! But it doesn't matter. What is Oscarini Panini doing?
It's a wallet diff. Yes, Fnatic are so far ahead, but that's a 1.4k gold lead for the Twisted Fate. Oscar feeling confident.
Kenny Fan was a far worse.
In the 1v1, man,
the thing is,
not doing anything. But that's what I was going to talk about earlier, was the adaptation. Usually
it depends.
You see the static shiv when you're playing this to just try and shove the wave as heavily as the TF. But because he's gone for the crack,
I think it's worse because of the expectation of who you'd want. Like Kendrick's music is supposed to speak, you know, to some on a level, and the chirping Kendrick fans, nobody's proud of that, man. All right. Is this how we throw, Fnatic? Is this really how we throw, bro? We give 2 freebies like that, man. I don't even think it depends. I think objectively they're multiple times worse. Well, it depends. I think Drake fans are worse, but that's what you expect, right? It's like Drake is primarily a pop artist, right? He makes bangers on bangers on bangers, you know, and tries to keep himself in the conversation always by fucking perma-releasing albums, right? And fair play to that. So the expectation is very different. So on that level, I agree that the Kendrick fans are worse. But it's also like, it's weird, you know, how content gets curated.
You do have to be careful there, Fnatic.
Sidelane threat is massive, right? Fnatic don't really have a good side laner into the Tristana, into the Twisted Fate.
And like, I don't know, like it's weird because it's like there's so much conversation, so it gets curated, you know? So I noticed like, oh, you read one thing about Kendrick, and then you only get like Kendrick positive shit or like Drake positive shit, and like goes both directions. All right, we have Drake in 1 minute.
If you keep taking these scrappy skirmishes, if these cooldowns keep going awry, GAM is
so we just call Nash Kendrick Lamar then?
When you overstep or miss a lot of those key cooldowns.
I think the one saving grace for Fnatic is how good.
But at the same time, Steph, I didn't interact super much. I checked the subreddit and then I want to shoot myself.
So I still think GAM, you have to be a
and I don't.
Here,
so I don't have access to a gun.
At these moments and see if you can find them.
And I love life.
Trying to shift into bot side now at the moment. But try and cover them. Find if they see if you can get an overextended.
All right, they're clipping through. I like how they cut through here after pushing mid.
Jump in against Emo. Now that he's on 2 items, I don't think it's so clear.
I feel like the Zeri is so damn useless. I feel like just because of how useless the Zeri is, I don't think the Fnatic can actually throw, man. They just can't throw.
It's all about connecting on those key cooldowns.
Humanoid should literally be unkillable, man.
Trading objectives across the map, yes. Tier 2 here should fall pretty quickly. Emo can't do a lot to stop this. The rest of GAM on the top side around the Baron right now. This would be a bold call from GAM. But I don't think there's any room for
I don't think Zeri can carry, man. Zeri looks weak as fuck, man. With Hurricane and Static Shift in their
I
inventory.
think they were trying to chase down Oscar and hoping that maybe...
This is not on your PC, not on my stream, guys. Everything is working.
So everyone on Fnatic is going for it.
Alright, is this real?
This is off of vision. Okay, they know.
Is this real?
They all know.
They're doing a lot of damage here, but... Damn! Damn, GAM! Okay, what a snap call! Marines!
Fnatic desperate. They need to find 1 or 2 kills here. This is crushing.
Does Kendrick have way too sexy? Didn't think so. Well, Kendrick has bitch, I'm in the club.
You've double Kraken Slayer.
Does Drake have that, man?
Yeah, they're able to rinse the Baron immediately. Now
damn, okay. If I show them bottom side, they snap cold.
You get to set up the side lanes in your favor. And realistically, if you can start to push onto these tier 2s, that's where you really become
They snap called the Nash of Vi trying to kill the Tristana. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see now if they can generate more gold here, because they have turrets to take. If they could break mid turret off of this, I think they should be very happy with the progression. Derek heard you doubting their ability to throw.
2 items for these 80 carries, 2.5 for Kiaya. It's only going to get more difficult for Fnatic to make these aggressive plays.
I don't care what happens this game, TES not winning without ghosts. Honestly, fair and based.
A Fnatic that will be relatively grouped up, trying to follow.
At least he's building the right items. I like his itemization. Kraken Slayer, roll Kraken Slayer into Rapid Fire Cannon is compensating a bit. For Levi is the biggest Gromp gamer of all time. Like every time he's on screen, he's doing Gromp. Disappointment.
Noble attempted escape, unfortunately burns the flash in the process, so won't have that available for the next few minutes. 5 seconds till the ulti.
Levi is marking for TF, but TF is fine, you know. TF can just R when he feels in danger.
They're just trying to eke as much
Alright,
out of the Baron here.
really good mid turret at least. Way to catch that, man.
Move in towards his topside jungle before he has mid and
No
top
mid
in
turret.
position to have support from his team. Yeah. And good job from Fnatic to collapse on it and deny that opportunity.
And unfortunate for Levi that twice now this game, it's this exact top side of the map where he's made 1 or 2 mistakes, where it's been a little bit difficult. You know, he's got caught out twice there. The first time up against Razork, overstaying for an extra cam steal. And the second time here as well.
Baron powerless player.
No tier 2 is going to fall. Mid lane doesn't fall either, so bit of a stymied.
Oscarine has no CDR in this build, bro. There was a funny bug with the actual when you upgraded it, you just got 30 ability haste for no reason. That just was in the game for like 5 patches.
Realistically, you are waiting on some of these items to come through as GAM, so if you can deny these objectives that force you out of these side lanes, you're in a better spot as GAM. And now they're just trying to ping pong a couple of these waves. They can't really step up past mid wave because they don't really have full control over the mid wave and how well
Always cool in the neighborhood.
And Fnatic are kind of
LDR makes sense for Zeri. Your stream is working. This is the Riot encoder falling apart. Your stream is working. You're good. You're good. You're good. Good. Don't worry.
How many members were looking for Kiaya on that top side?
At this stage, though, I don't think GAM are going to take too many risks to force a pick. Mostly just shadowing to make sure they can push in where they want to. Oscar obviously just continuing to get tankier and tankier.
A quick word from Dan. The arena is electric, Yamato Cannon. I am enjoying the atmosphere from outside. Back to you. Thank you, Dan. We're just preparing for Drake number 4 here, 2:30.
Levi no flash to his name. Could make things a little bit trickier, but we're in this stalemate where both sides are just pushing.
Cannot farm till a little BT.
So essentially what needs to happen for GAM here is what you're seeing for Kiaya now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Combination. Tristana's on bot. Kiaya has TP. Wow.
Rumble already on the way out, and yet another pick onto the Maokai.
Tristana no TP. That's why they just snapped here.
If you can get that wave shoved in top, then you can start to have Kiaya TP onto the mid wave. And
I don't mind that.
Who comes forward on Fnatic, but Fnatic beat them to the punch. They end up collapsing onto this topside jungle, knowing that GAM haven't got the members there, and again find that pick onto Levi. So nicely done by Fnatic, and just making sure that GAM can't play past this mid wave, or sorry, this river point on the map without getting punished.
Why is Levi on Maokai?
See if there's any follow-up though. Feels like it's just going to be the pick, just a little bit more gold into the back pocket of Fnatic, just extend their lead a tiny bit.
You need to
2.5 items.
activate or deactivate your T-map. Not sure, man. Nah, I'm so excited. The Drake Kendrick beef, I'm so excited for the next level, man. I'm just happy to listen to new Kendrick music. I'm super excited. Like the evolution of this is super crazy.
Again, the carries are getting stronger.
Usually you go Ginzu into Terminus. Like this is a very strong build for TF, I think.
Because you don't really have a
I think Rage Blade is really legit.
Yes, you've got the Rumble,
I think Terminus is a way weaker item without Rage Blade. Way weaker.
Just gets the build AD.
Love you, Marv, enough about Kendrick. Yeah.
That's kind of where you need to get this early.
That's a fair point.
Unfortunately, if you don't get this completed earlier, Oscar is just going to be an absolute menace when it comes to these fights, and no one's really going to be able to kill him.
What we saw on the top lane.
Oh, Q Flash.
Here is yet again
Hey, Leo.
committed to
He's in
finding
the
these
depth.
picks. The Q Flash to secure it.
He's in the
Kiai
darkness.
spotted out now. Is going to need to start running. Likely doesn't have enough time to get his ulti off. Can go for the gold card. The Crushing Maw already came through. Yet another pick. Kiai wants
look
to
at
get
that
through.
damage
Humanoid,
Kiai
but
does.
Seraph's shield is there. 2 picks. 30 seconds before Baron is up. The path in front of Fnatic's clear.
That's actually a bit heartbreaking. I think Kiai could have got the reset off, but he expected the Severing Bolt from Humanoid to come through, but Humanoid had just used his QE combo on the wave, so wouldn't have had access to the Severing Bolt, and he would have been able to escape.
I love Eminem, but Eminem needs to bring me back, man.
Either way now, will be
Before I get excited about his new music.
And now we're looking at his bot side to see what Emo can get in return.
Emo just keep walking away from the orb.
Alright, Emo.
Else to be got here, but
Emo, come on, Emo. Oh, his W got cancelled. Oh, well, it didn't get cancelled. It looked like he started the animation. You're gonna flash like that, Emo? Emo. Come on, Emo.
7, 3, and 7. He has been everywhere on the map for Fnatic.
And easy love. Gotta just try and clear at the mid wave.
Emo.
Throws down the ult.
Levi.
Waiting, holding onto the Rumble ult. It's not available yet.
Everybody wasting flash. Levi wasting flash. Kiai TPing.
Else here. So just a forced retreat. Severing Bolt. Nice sidestep from Easy Love. Fnatic really trying to get control of the Baron area. Bit of vision on the top side of the pit for GAM. Otherwise, relatively unwarded.
You GAM playing very aggressive on mid wave to make sure that you can't get the shove in and maybe Fnatic.
Yo, Jason Derulo, thank you very much for the Prime Gaming, baby. 12 months, baby.
And look for the Baron.
This is pretty free. Levi has no flash. They can just turn. Levi can't enter. Rumble doesn't do crazy damage. It's all good. It's a very weak Rumble.
Dragon Soul for Fnatic, 6k gold lead. Surely this is just their win, but GAM want to keep going for these cheeky plays. Kiai running through tower. Gonna feel pretty bad.
Are there any TPs coming in here for Oscarinian? Okay, Oscarinian's just walking. I'm walking here. I'm walking here. Oh, that's a juicy cube, by the way. He gets both.
It's like Razork versus the world right now. The rest of Fnatic playing for the objectives well.
I was having too much fun, man.
Almost single-handedly shutting down GAM.
He's looking for jungle camps, Levi.
Just going to be a slow death here for the Maokai.
Easy
Meanwhile, on the
peasy.
bottom lane, already the pressure forward coming in from Noah and Jun. Yes, there is an effort on the top side of the map from Emo to push back to get a tier 2 for himself. He's likely to grab it, but it's probably going to cost him the inhibitor line. No ulti for the Rumble.
Music to be murdered by? I don't listen to it too much, I'm not gonna lie.
Fnatic, scrappy exchange overall, but likely this is where they end it.
Yeah, Fnatic should be able to, it's not even the fact that you're going to be able to close it with just this push, but it's
I guess it's just stacking waves on top. They're taking it easy. I was thinking if they could just TP in Nexus and end the game.
Has to run the entire way back because Oscar is just trying to chase him down.
And even though they stop Emo from recalling, even though it's only 2 members in the base, Fnatic don't want to take the 2v2 under inhibitor towers, so GAM will at least survive for one more reset. We'll see. For now, Noah and Jun grouping in the mid lane, very likely to just push out mid, try to focus down these big objectives.
I don't know, with age, I am less and less open-minded to new series, new shows, new music,
But found 1 or 2 fights to really stop Fnatic from pushing the lead forward.
new games
Now,
even,
however,
bro.
I think it's just too much. Fnatic are simply too far ahead.
Yeah, I think it was the lack of early vision for GAM just gave so much control to Fnatic. Razork was able to get in position multiple times. Humanoid.
Yeah, they don't show on scoreboard, but basically it's the item that is the most left. So it's like if an item moves to the left, then you see that it's upgraded.
Just look how far back Humanoid's playing. He does not need to risk anything. He can just throw out
Humanoid's
ulti, he can
hourglass.
just throw out QW, the Severing Bolt. That's the only thing he really needs to do in these team fights for Fnatic to come out on top. That said, continuing split push from Kiai, he's pushing into Super Salver, so it seems like he's just more determined.
So currently, Death Cap, Nyakshu is upgraded.
That he's going to be able to break an inhibitor tower.
And now he's going to upgrade the Zaya item.
Knowing they have a man advantage, or assuming they do, as they saw TF on bottom side, can start to get aggressive here in the mid lane.
Navori becomes Flicker. Or maybe he just doesn't upgrade shit. I'm just talking out of my ass.
They're too strong.
Maybe everything is upgraded, I have no clue.
Noah at 4 items. Fnatic very likely to just end it here. GAM, though, holding their own. Fnatic
All
giving
right.
them a lot of respect.
Is this how they're gonna lose?
He's still going.
TP
Bro,
now
it
coming
would be
in from
crazy if we have some backdoor shenanigans because there's six void grubs.
This is good for GAM, but they at least stop Fnatic for ending.
Okay.
Yeah, gets the ult out. So, I mean, they do slow it down. Again, like, this will be Fnatic ending, but it's just GAM kind of poking them in the side, continuously just being frustrating.
Is TF and Tristana gonna find some crazy backdoor?
An ADTF. This is
Like
gonna be
a
little bit
bagpipe
terrifying
backdoor
against access to
from
towers.
Baghdad.
They do have to respect it, which is why Oscar and TP's back in. And now, with the waves pushed out, it kind of feels like we're waiting for the, 2 more waves to be shoved out. Try and get Fnatic to push GAM
I think
back to
Relapse
base.
is one of the craziest
Maybe
albums
they look for
ever.
an Elder, or maybe they just feel like they're strong enough to just dive the 2 Nexus turrets and look for the end there.
Backdoor from
Feels very
Baghdad.
possible for GAM to come back at this stage. An Elder Steel would do it if Fnatic want to try to risk going for it.
I need to drop a 6-minute diss track on Odamna just for sport.
They know they have a man advantage. Emo currently backing. Forge God called. Flash comes out from Elio, and he's immediately going to go lock him. Another Q flash from Razork. Does not hesitate to try and find his man. Gold card on the backside of PI will lock up Razork for a brief moment, but they're just getting torn down. The 3
All
carries
right, there's the
left
dive.
standing, but all of the front line is dead. GAM.
No
Long,
damage.
slow end here coming in from Fnatic. Noah trying to style
Noah
it.
too
Easy
strong.
Love, the last man standing, and there the feathers
The
pulling
moment they
back
find the
with a
engage, they
triple
just
for
rock and
Noah.
roll, go deep,
Fnatic taking
slam him into the
game 1 in
wall.
series.
GG.
Looking very confident in game number 1.
GG.
Waited it out to close it, but realistically it was...
But why is the
look
music
for
so
quick
sexual?
pace,
Listen to
look
that.
to make sure they were playing towards our win con and a very successful early game. And they didn't really look like it was too much of an effort from Fnatic.
Yeah, I think 1 or 2 slip-ups that gave GAM some opportunities to come back, but from there, GAM still making these little mistakes. A lot of individual members caught out.
Because GAM got fucked.
No real options, I think, for them to come back into that one, short of Fnatic catastrophic execution in a team fight. And credit to Fnatic, credit to Oscar, coming together on that top side to really stop the Twisted Fate from doing anything. And then Humanoid, Humanoid on this way, man. First 3 levels of lane, he loses a little bit.
All right, so we can talk about music for a little bit.
Felt like the Humanoid and Razork show from start to finish. That said, don't forget to log into lowesports.com using your ride ID to earn exclusive MSI drops. And in the meantime, let's head on over to the analyst desk.
They played Euphoria and the NBA analyst desk break. Shaq got so confused. Bro, they didn't see LeBron James.
After Fnatic takes game 1 here against GAM Esports.
LeBron James.
That's good. I got a bit scared, honestly, watching that mid-game from
He knew all the lyrics to like that, bro.
Let's talk about how in the early game especially, we expected something seeing at this draft, but talk me through the game plan from Fnatic and why do you think it was made
Honestly, Drake is working overtime, man. I wonder what Drake's gonna cook up. Because like push-ups was pretty damn decent. I do think that Drake has, I do think Kendrick has been winning out, but it's not a stomp, It should be a stomp. I want it to be a stomp. It should be. I hope that the next escalation, because Kendrick is implying that he's holding back, He's implying that he's holding back. I hope it gets to that level. I think Kendrick flipping the 20v1 line, it was a very good angle. And apparently, like the whole Crody thing, apparently, like I read these rumors that Drake got robbed back in 2009 by someone in Toronto that was murdered at this restaurant that Kendrick referenced. Because why would he reference this Toronto restaurant out of nowhere?
Yeah, I mean, depends what you define as mid-game, because I felt like GAM was still getting picked off. They were getting picked off a few times, specifically.
Yeah, tailor-made was to make sure that...
on sidelines, so Razork did a great job. I think the game really opened up the door in the HyperX Reflex replay when we go straight into it. Because
I wonder if, I wonder if the Pusha T reference to Surgical Summer with it, was that a reference to surgery that Drake has done, or was it too soon?
And then of course, yes, sure, the Zaya goes down.
It's probably too soon, no?
Jun did immediately afterwards alongside Bai, and being able to just jump straight on top of Easy Love to make it really hard for him to play out this team fight was great. So I thought really split second decisions being made.
No, of course. Like the depth of Drake's bars is whatever, but it's a decent track,
the Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
His engage.
It's a decent track. Push-ups is a decent track.
And Rakan is another champion that
It's just a question of escalation, right? It's like these rap beefs work in escalations, right?
I feel like we see textbook Fnatic for the better and the worse. Because
So you have like that as a follow-up to first-person shooter. And then Drake responds to like that, which was an escalation. And now Kendrick response, in my opinion, is an escalation. And we just have to see what Drake has in the pocket. But I hope Kendrick is not merciful.
that tiny dip in there, right? That is actually when, so we had the play on top side where I thought it was really good from GAM. Kiaya gets the solo kill, then they make a play on bot side with the TF. That was really nice from GAM. And then the like 22-30 Baron where Fnatic.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. No, I agree. I agree that it's like
when we talk about Fnatic going forward in this event,
getting second place is good for Drake.
A lot more punishing against a team that is not GAM.
Yeah, when you're
Getting second place is good for Drake.
Because they had a pretty sizable lead. They looked like they were confident in the game where they were trying to play both sides of the map. And then, yeah, they were making mistakes. And it's really hard to discern, because this happened yesterday, too, for T1, where they were really sloppy by the end of it. I was like, okay, how much of this is disrespecting your opponent with the lead that you have? And how much of it is, like, to the point that you made, kind of still those same habits being brought back from...
Am I in a rap podcast? Bro, what's happening on my Twitter, by the way?
I know Laura will back me up on this. These are not things.
What's happening on my Twitter?
Yeah. Sadly, and I love the approach that Fnatic had though here in Game 1. Let's see how.
Bro, this is a casual 5,000 people on Twitter.
Anything we want to see here on the side of GAM here in terms of peak priorities maybe here and how they want to utilize them.
You go first.
I mean, as much as I like that they were like, Kiaya's really good, we're going to go with the team.
Who's this?
We've got this, right? Like, this is our carry player. I don't disagree with that. I still think they have to swap.
Gotta be a lot of bots?
Yeah, I think I would like to see them go towards
maybe, probably.
Kalista was banned from GAM side. Go for Kalista.
Bro, every time, like the stream numbers on Twitter look absolutely mental every time. But I disabled chat. I knew right away to disable chat.
They're on the opposite side of the lane, both at like sub 10% HP. And then the jungler came in and cleaned up Noah. So I was like, okay, they're handling themselves quite well. You could actually probably give them a stronger lane to deal with.
I want to clarify one thing I said. I don't want them to swap with the TS.
Yep.
No, Drake has definitely ducked beef. Like just like how he handled the Pusha T beef. Like he had nothing to say. It was done.
I think it's more about, as I said,
but like fucking around with Pusha T doesn't make sense, man. Like Pusha T is the fucking demon.
Maybe cleaner. We'll see what they can bring here in Game 2. That's all first here on the side of the desk. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back for GAM Esports versus Fnatic Game 2.
I'm gonna get some coffee, guys. No, he ducked Pusha T, man. He didn't respond. Well, maybe he should FF.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Ooh, yes, problem. You need Verizon. Trade in that old thing and get a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take all the pics. So many selfies.
A preposterous amount of panos!
That means panoramic. And as many portraits of me as your heart desires.
How about none?
None, yeah, none feels right.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
No one has listened to a push song since? Bro, he released Daytona after. Is it Twitter views a cumulative count of everyone who clicked the stream? Maybe. That would make more sense. Like Daytona was released. Daytona is one of the Daytona is a great album. I'm sending some ads right now so we don't have to have them later. I need to mute the stream actually. I need to mute the stream and I have to put on some other music because I can get copyright struck for the music actually. Alright, we're back. Oh, it's so warm in my room. So I need to keep the door closed. What I think about the Ye remix, I think it was mostly just funny, bro. It was mostly just funny. Alright, Varus, Vi, Lucian, Ban, Kalista, Rumble, Senna.
Maybe just securing a strong jungler.
They're running back to Tristana, right?
Tristana now.
Creativity at an all-time high.
Even as a mid laner.
Gigabyte Marines.
Really much in that game, of course, partially because Humanoid just snowballed so quickly, so early.
I do think as well this is kind of like a symptom of lane swaps, where it's like they are threatening essentially the lane swap, where it goes, if you go for cool, we'll take Tristana, we'll take maybe even a Lulu, we'll run double demolish.
This is my
and we'll
breakfast.
just absolutely rinse through your towers and just speed up the game, so effectively that Tristana gets to take over. So I think this is why they're having that high priority, and then as you say, they can still flex it to mid, even if they don't want to play it in that bottom side of the map, especially against the likes of the Rakan and Zaya. More than likely, we'll see it go mid again.
It's a pretty base run back. Rumble is banned now, so it's just worse.
I think that's the downside, is that you just don't have the AP fallback. A lot of the
I don't know if Zeri is your answer into Zaya Rakan. Pick Zaya Rakan every game.
Excuse me, or something along these lines.
Now, with the Zeri immediately locked in, it feels like we're shifting away from the lane swap. Still potentially.
Thank you, Gabulan. I appreciate that, mate.
Now the Vigar are going to come out. Okay.
This is probably just a
hover. Yeah,
plus.
excuse me. I'm getting excited by the...
Yeah, I think we'll probably see something like the Sejuani or the Maokai probably come through here. More than likely a Maokai, to be honest with the... Oh! It is going to be the Veigar. So Veigar support going down to try and cover for the Rakan. That's super interesting.
It's really...
he's played it before as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the second time we're going to see this. But the thing for me is...
What's the point of this Veigar? Just a dry Veigar like that, bro? We're just picking it for the Yordle combo.
So there are some good disengage tools when you have these double
Are they playing Veigar support? There's no way they're playing Veigar support against Veigar support is ass, no? Veigar support is not real.
Fnatic from one-shot killing anyone on their team for overstepping and starting...
I also don't like the involvement of everybody, man. I'm so happy that Kendrick found like an angle, you know? He found an angle to flip it, you know? I don't know, Veigar support sounds like ass, guys.
Now not having the Rumble, Zyrakan should be able to get control of this bot lane level 1, level 2, and then open up for some sort of opportunity for Razork to invade and look for these plays. And I think that was where, when we look back at the start of winter, this play where Fnatic really shone was...
I don't know. Zeri got... She had... Biz was Giga OP, static shift, right? Which made Zeri viable, but now they nerfed it, so I don't think Zeri is the same champ.
Yeah. We'll see how the Vigar works out. Right, I don't love it. I would have rather seen something like a Talia in the mid lane. Of course, that option disappears when you lock in the Tristana and the Zeri. Unless you're really going to flex a Tristana top lane, which I can't imagine anyone's going to do.
I think Fnatic understand their jungle probably well, man. There's Vise and Zhao.
Yeah, like, look, if there's anyone on this team to be scared of,
that's the good stuff.
The jungle position. So we saw Nocturne in game 1 banned. Now we're going to see the Karthus in game 2. Maybe just hoping to limit any of the really, really strong scaling options GAM can bring to the table in the AP department.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what do you do now? Because as we said, like, Kiaya has to try and go...
Easy peasy. Like, you have many champs to play here for 5 against fucking Tristana, bro.
But now that being taken away for Humanoid means that that's off the table.
Gigabyte Marines are just eating.
Like, maybe...
I just don't think they can win, bro.
A little bit of us, this is what I mean. You're fishing for jungle, so it kind of has to...
Just pick more Yordles. Pick more Yordles. Pick Poppy. Pick all the Yordles, man. Pick Poppy, Lulu.
AP damage. Veigar does obviously AP damage, but you can see in the last game how difficult...
Brand!
There it is.
You want magic damage? He will give it to you. It's been a while since we saw Brand, obviously hit back a bit since he was the premier jungle option for that brief period at the start of the year. Now alongside a relatively safe blind pick Asante, but I do like the overall structure of this composition. Magic damage in the jungle.
So you have Veigar. Yo, Yedvabne, thank you very much for the prime. I appreciate that.
Trying to kill Razork is going to be a pain. You have a lot of people that want to play a range. Cassante.
As cheesy as it may sound, ever since you had 3 weeks ago that being tired is an excuse, but a reason to push you even harder, it kind of stuck with me at the gym. Oh, that's cool, man. Rock and roll, man.
This is where it can cause issues for GAM.
Veigar support is ass. How can you pick a How can you pick a champ for 1 spell, bro?
That's the diligence we didn't see from them in the previous early game, laying down the vision, respecting when they did and didn't have priority around some of those early plays from Levi, especially. On the Brand, you always kind of have to be a bit more conservative because you lack summoners, even if you're pretty strong in a 1v1. But now it's Oscar's turn to try out the Twisted Fate. See if he can...
I don't know about this, guys.
This was not one of his better champions. Often falling flat.
It's complete ass, I think.
But in a matchup up against the Cassante, see if he can start to take...
What happened to game 1 Gamba? Nothing happened. Let me pay it out.
Shutting down Kiaya on the Twisted
I think Gamba is pretty pointless, guys.
At least Twisted Fate into a tank. Although
you guys are just farming these opportunistic guys that see good odds, so they have to play them.
Ghost in this matchup.
You're farming all the
Especially since
Kevins.
Cassandra doesn't take goes himself and getting run down like that is never fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think definitely a big 1-3-1 setup here for Fnatic. They want to try and play through, especially if you can get control in the early stages by playing around.
Oh my lord. Bro, how can a fucking official account tweet this? This is way too far. Because it's such a fucking jab at Fnatic too. It's like the bigger this is on Fnatic.
Certainly are. It will be a tall task, however. No doubt about that. Elio, solid in game 1's laning phase. Really making sure they could keep some of that.
Surgical summer with it. Yeah, Doc Blazing, thank you for the prime. I appreciate that.
Battle cruiser operational.
Brand, you know, we said if they fall behind, it's not too big of a deal, but Brand is definitely a champion where you want to snowball. You want to get a lead. You come into those early fights on one item. Whew, you're living your dream. You're burning everything.
Now this tweet is like Drake AI, man.
The fact that if you're
these are not mass drop. It's just Sennheiser HD 660s. They don't have any collab or anything.
Yes, they have a
the
can team fight, but they're all relatively squishy. It's Jun being reliant as the main engage dealer. And
I think they picked Veigar to show off the Veigar super passive stacks counter.
Backline of Fnatic relatively want to. Also, Jun being
It's probably going to be Shirley's Deadman plays Veigar.
is also going to be a big one.
You're very optimistic about how much gold this Veigar's going to generate.
Against what Fnatic have brought to the table. It's just a case of which.
So they're just swapping.
Which is why I love this.
They are swapping, so that's why we're picking Veigar to swap.
It is spotted out by Fnatic, so their bot lane immediately steps up.
Late invade, Brand cuts through, and let's see now. TF's gonna harass the Brand maybe. No, Screen just rushes straight bot.
Find advantage in his isolated 1v1, and we said it in the previous draft.
Oof, imagine if he stole that shit, man. It was close actually.
Champions in a lane swap. That said, I don't know what Veigar Zeri does. They don't push very fast. They don't do.
So you pick Veigar.
Oscar, a quick gank into the mid lane. I take it back. He might not be good in the lane.
Alright. GG. GG. Brothers Wing forward when he just saw TF cross.
That's huge. Getting that kill in the mid lane, and
He was like, what the hell? TF can play Ghost?
as you can see,
No way.
clear out his final camp on the spot side and going to move in here, but at least the push already coming through for the Veigar and the Zeri as they get access to that turret.
Oscar also with the setup here. Kiaya gets level 2, it's not going to feel too bad, but...
At least here, you know, like in my mind, if Elio, like if the plan was to swap against a TF with no sum, and then they would drop Elio to base and then to go bot to defend, I would have appreciated that, but they are not doing anything.
The job, Fnatic clean on the 4v1 tower dive.
They end up crashing the third wave as Fnatic versus the second wave on GAM, so there's going to be the immediate crash, so you can't really follow up there. As
They do the straight bot way faster. Uncovering real.
To see if you get the TP in from Kiaya, because he would love to be able to pick up this wave.
Am I crazy for thinking that double jungle will be good into lane swap? That's practically what people are doing, no? You're not crazy, but you're crazy in the sense that you don't recognize that that's exactly what's happening. Ooh, that's well played, well played. Enemy didn't base yet.
That's heartbreaking. The one advantage that you really had for Kiaya into this
He TV'd into that, well, the enemy lose resources.
going to be able to get in towards those waves, and I loved the word he placed down in towards that brush to spot out if Oscar was going to stick around, if Fnatic were going to look for the redive, but he ends up pulling the trigger thinking maybe he can get to
Wow, GAM's bot lane is very greedy, guys.
There will be a sizable...
No, taking 2 smites is completely pointless. What's the point of taking 2 smites?
He's going to get level 2.
But
that's really about it.
Yeah, but now we're seeing Jun going to move up towards his top side to try and help out Oscar in it, to make sure that he can hit the level 2 as well, grab this wave. And it's a bit of a fake, because essentially what's going to happen is GAM is going to reset, look to move into this bottom side. Oh, it's not actually Oscar, sorry, it's Noah's gone.
Oh, big cancel. Big cancel. Does like Zeri needs to open on top side. They are too slow. They're way too slow. He's definitely emo.
That's like opening your front door and immediately just getting wailed up.
He's had enough.
You're like, I regret life choices today.
That's definitely a VCS just on a jump, bro.
Wow, alright. Humanoid again off to a fantastic start. Emo, I guess that felt like that was his only option.
Now they have to match.
He miscalculated.
Base is equalized.
Stopping Noah from pushing here. But keep in mind, if Fnatic keep this pressure up, it's easy access to the grubs. They do spawn in 6 minutes now, though.
It's also the fact that Elio didn't get the reset, so he's behind. So he has to reset now, which is going to give Noah and Jun that opportunity now to push in this top side, and they will get the advantage in the 2v1. So Fnatic are winning out on mid. They're winning out on top.
I remember when Cut Yourself a Beaver was trending. Yeah, I don't even know what trending was back then. I was an innocent child. Is Vega Super just a cage spammer? Pretty much, yeah. He just puts cage and that's all.
I also just think that the timing works out so well for Fnatic. They get a ton of time.
So GAM decided to break the swap. The thing is, they had to, because Kesante pushed out bot, and the wave already is crashing bot, and then Veigar got cancelled.
Or falls away, so GAM swapped down to the bottom side at this point. They're going to be at a massive disadvantage.
So they had no option of mismatching there because they got cancelled on top and base too late. They pushed one wave too deep, I think. And Kesante didn't match base with his own bot lane. Yeah, it's a 4-champ prank, yeah.
Because they want to try and trade Dragon for the Void Grubs as GAM. Fnatic know it. They want to stick around, but can't really get into a position now because look at where the Tristan is in mid lane. Emo shoving in this wave, but Mao might get caught.
Oh, he W'd in. He does not have the cooldown available yet. He flashed previously, and it's an easy pick-off for Fnatic. Humanoid, it's just getting funneled kills. I mean, 3-0 at 6 minutes. This is a shellacking.
I used to run a Facebook page. Me and my homie, we ran a Facebook page called Fedora Fanatics 420. And we would just post like MLG montages. And we would like write. We would write like bios of people that have fedoras. Fnatic is playing slow, rotating spell. Does this page still exist? We can maybe look. We can check.
Extra movement speed. Emo once again going over the wall. That caught out Humanoid. Huge shutdown into Easy Love's back pocket.
All right, look at that, man. 4 people on mid crossing. Fnatic to be a little bit more careful. I respect the poking there. I respect the poking. But oh, that's the doorbell. Sorry, team.
I could keep it simple for us.
Hold on.
Bigger number, better person.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, Demolish, of course, getting picked up by Veigar here in the lane swap situation makes a ton of sense, and Emo going to grab a plate. So Humanoid still wildly far ahead, but a very positive play for the side of GAM. Oscar gets the gold card off. Kiaya, once he gets to level 6, is going to be a bit more threatening. But Oscar building a lot of a pretty big gold lead here, despite spending all of his time not farming, at least for the first 3 minutes of the game.
Again, collecting this top side. I wasn't sure if they were going to try and get Noah to rotate down for the Dragon, because that would be something Fnatic would like to get, but I think because Oscarinen has this tower so low already, they're just happy to try and
win
this matchup. But card 6 hits.
Yeah, Q3. Ulti's
What did I miss?
Go for the all-in. Goes first. Ghost. Oscar needs to run this.
All right.
1 Q missing. Oscar getting the gold card. Dash.
Oh.
Yeah, he's running out of cooldowns. Oscar needs to get a bit more space. Q3 not going to.
You guys remember when Kesante Q was slow people for 80%?
But the rest of the team on the way. Oscar, does he just ult out to safety? Does he even know? Can they even do anything? The TP?
Yeah, missing Qs and someone that is ghosted is normal.
First the flash, he will get the reset though, can ult back in to collect this wave under tower, and up top, because Elio and the Easy Love are all on this bottom side.
Oh, really?
It's going to be the push coming through on the top half of the map for Noah and Jun, and Oscarinen, he can TP back in and have Razork here to support him as he collects his wave. So Fnatic going to try and push GAM behind as much as possible here.
Oscar trying to get back under this tower, has Razork covered for him. That is one squishy Veigar. Razork flashing over the wall to get the damage down. Full confidence, and now Levi's in trouble with a fireball. It's bouncing back and forth. Easy Love, he got a bit.
I didn't hear enough. Oh, I'm missing the fight. I'm missing the fight. Is that in? Okay.
Disaster! And on the top side, Kiaya goes down as well. The dive successful from Fnatic. Fnatic pick up wins entirely across the board, but now Emo hovering for vision.
Should just grab the kill here. Kill back onto Oscar, try to make it an even trade outside of the kill that happened on the top side. Gold card, walks back, he doesn't
flashed.
Flash forward.
Alright, we take it.
Bit messy, but the kill still comes through.
They also dove top.
It's still Fnatic coming out on top though.
They also dove top. And
Get
GG!
3 turbos.
Fnatic, 4 days of bootcamp, they don't care. 3 days of bootcamp, they don't care. Been there, done that. Let's look at the replay.
immediately goes on to Elio.
Elio, ooh, the flash of the Veigar wall.
This might have been a bit of a mistake. Oscar tries to go-kart the Veigar instead of go-karting
Maybe it also needed to hold ult. I think he needed to hold since I was a little bit longer. He only used it for damage.
A ton of damage. So maybe there was a way that you could have kept Razork alive, but either way, Fnatic gonna be very, very happy with that.
I don't know, like VCS, bro, they lost their entire player base to fucking allegations. They lost what? 40 players were a part. 40 people were part of the fucking gambling allegations. That's just fucked.
If you're winning 2 plays or going even in 1 play and winning a play on the other side of the map, you feel fantastic. And let me tell you, Fnatic feel fantastic right now. 4-1 for Humanoid. Game 1, he got off to a swift start. He's getting off even faster this time around. Emo, knockback, gets one shot into the
Oh!
Tiny master of evil, baby!
Oh, we got support! Woo!
Waits on the seer. The wave, however, not a lot left to grab.
That's like 3 waves, though, that now has been lost to Oscar in on this top side, though. He was initially denied access as Kiai was taking the turret, so actually a bit of a sizable win now for Kiai. He got about a 400 gold for himself in the matchup, and now opening up a bit of an experience lead for himself as well. Don't know if he'll be able to get.
Oh, is he calling Kiai Kiai?
Gold card locks up.
This is something I don't know.
Kiai will start to walk away. Gets on the
Oh, look at that Veigar cage!
Stopping anything else, but
What the heck? Hell? What?
Gets the memo. The play ended 3 seconds ago, but that TP could not cancel it.
That was a bit of a whoopsie there from Emo, going that little bit too far forward. And
The allegations are running rampant at the arena, Yamato Cannon. Back to you. Thank you, Dan. Levi is deep. He's rushing. The highlights.
No flash. That means one very dead Brand, but Fnatic just want to keep going. Oscar zooming towards the Veigar, but will not.
Oh my lord.
And this is Fnatic in a nutshell. Once the blood starts flowing, it never stops. Oscar, quick gold card. A few more rocks to come out, waiting for the wave. Jun can just flash W, but I don't think they're going to commit anything more than they
My lord.
Humanoid grabbing another kill. It's a Talia.
Oh, look at Noah. He's feeling himself, man. He's feeling himself. One more. Boom.
Lightning crash a bit late, and Noah on a killing spree.
That is the Kraken Slayer. Emo's the Kraken, guys. Emo's the Kraken. Emo, Easy Love, all of them are Krakens.
Multiple auto attacks coming out. Burst down, Easy Love, and resets now to pick up more on the way back out. GAM, they need to find some way to disrupt them, but unfortunately for them, you know, Oscar and Humanoid love playing this 1-3-1 style when these two are
20% crit rate, kinda lucky. No, it was a Kraken hit. That wasn't a crit.
Spots Elio.
Good bit of damage comes in from Emo. Nice cage to stop Jun from following up as Levi just tries to grab the Scuttle Crab, but we talked about small leads being playable for the side of GAM. This is not a small lead. This is a massive.
Is that a Star Guardian Veigar?
Oscar not going to use the ultimate. Gets the information he needs from the Destiny, allows him to keep pushing.
Nah, blood. This guy actually decided to pick Veigar support.
Crossing the Scuttle Crab vision, so GAM can guess that this is happening, but do not know for sure.
No, I heard that the Vietnamese pros are making like pretty decent wages, like economically, you know. If you compare it to the economical situation of Vietnam. Humanoid is just challenging like this, man. He doesn't give a fuck.
To get away from the unraveled earth.
Humanoid is so bored, bro. The Humanoid would do this against Zeus, or Bin, or Keen.
For the 1v1 because Kiai is far behind, but Jean picked up and at least has a no magic mantle for himself as well, so able to trade that one back around. But this just nice from Noah. Yeah, again, like
Look, this is the Kraken hit. Boom, this is the Kraken. Down.
You just don't have enough to burst them down. You're great at clearing waves, you're great in team fights because that AoE is crucial, but in a straight up 1v1.
Nah, Kendrick has a lot of quotables, man. At the latest track.
Good either. If you're going to use it, you got to use it immediately. Regardless, works out very well. Well played by Noah. To go for the aggressive kill there, and while the plates are close, I think mostly because of the lane swap, to be honest, and because Fnatic have been playing.
Is the next game gonna start? No, it's gonna start right after this is done.
Emo has been pushing on a side lane. The gold still very much in favor of Fnatic. Only 2 grubs to their name. GAM will get the extra little grubby, or the extra little might.
Honestly, Rick Ross,
but,
I think as a song, it's pretty fucking good. Champagne Moments. That's the most luxurious diss track ever made.
get something back in their favor.
All right. Oh, that's the cage. Jun is stuck in the cage.
Try and find some way to force a fight mid that they can win, but honestly, they don't really win out in the 3v3 because Razor can act as a tank, whereas you just don't have that option as GAM. So unless you can catch out, you know, Noah as he steps too far forward with a baby cage, that could be an answer, but he has cleanse available, he has flash, he's the ult, so I mean, you're kind of seeing it here. The Fnatic just aren't really scared of this Veigar right now. And if you're getting this much control in the enemy jungle, essentially, for free, you're just going to immediately turn onto the bottom side.
No surprise to see all red on the MasterCard lane economy snapshot.
Oh, it's timing not good from Humanoid.
It's Fnatic favored, to say the least, at this stage of the game. And I think GAM, they've got a little bit more burst damage in the jungle position for Brand this time around, but it is the Rylai's. Obviously disrupts, obviously makes a lot of these extended fights much easier to lock down some of the squishier targets, but they don't really have enough threat without a ton of members grouped up.
Yeah, you're kind of hoping that a big Brandos could maybe set them up for something, but at this stage,
it's time to base, push out top, push out mid. This is some dry series, I'm not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen. This feels very dry to me.
It's actually gonna be Jun, who I think is gonna freeze this wave for a colleague up in this top half of the map, but yeah, I think it's just a waiting game now for Fnatic. Keep lanes in your favor.
I'm gonna put my legs up and drink some coffee.
Likes of Baron when it comes up. Dragon maybe.
Next one ain't gotta be better.
With only this mid tower remaining, it feels like pushing out
Yeah,
both
yeah.
sides and then immediately collapsing onto the mid is the way Fnatic are going to try and play this one out.
Yes, sir. We are now in the, this is the moment as a caster you have to choose. Do we bring up the narrative? Do we spin a tale about something unrelated? Do you talk about how Veigar looks cute in pajamas?
All right.
Said we'll talk about the flash. Okay, burn.
Vegas posturing to get some,
But this game, nigh impossible.
get some stacks, guys. Yay! 2 AP up! Woo!
For now, Noah just throws down an emote, which I think reflects the exact situation of this game. And Humanoid sidestepping every round.
Levi saving flash. Maybe it's good. Damn, the rage cage! The CC on Noah. PI is in deep. Gigabyte Marines. Going deep. Veigar with the cage. Thank you very much for the Prime Gaming Duel 18. Appreciate that. Combination.
All out's gonna fade away, and nothing left for Cassante to do but dive very slowly to the Bird Lady.
There is very little that you could do there. GAM was a nice attempt. Try to jump onto Fnatic, but again, as you said, just the gold lead is too much. Even Noah just having that flash available and the ult available. This is why it's so difficult to lock down Isaiah, but at the start it looks fine. You know, pick off, get some damage onto Levi, you can then set up the vision that you want to on this bottom side, but as they commit forward, the cage from Elio...
Zemo guy is paid to int.
Jun in place, Hugo in place, and the ult from the Brand. This is what we're talking about, like hitting multiple people that want to play at the same range. Then Kiaya goes over the wall and... but Noah has the flash to get away. Emo...
It took people so long to actually start building TF properly, man. Like, what was this? I don't know. Static ship needed to get nerfed for people to realize how broken Kraken TF is.
Fnatic just keeps this relentless siege focus on the mid lane. The damage from Humanoid, disgusting. Cloud Drake up and available. If Fnatic want to go for it, you see immediate TP topside. Coming in from
Static nerfs did indeed accidentally save TF.
Push on side. There is no thing they can do to contest this Drake.
I mean, rapid fire and the cleanse being down on for Easy Love means that Oscar Innen would find a very easy job to.
Rumors have it that this is Fnatic's first scrim.
They try to look for the topside play, but Humanoid aren't in position. Fnatic are responding the opposite end of the map. They've shoved it in mid, and they're just going to look for the tier 2 instead with the Rip Shard.
Should just be able to crash this one.
Oh no, Emo!
They aren't going to mount up. Emo now running. He's going to die. And sadly, this has been a rough game. You know, game 1 for Emo not too bad. Humanoid kind of got ahead because of other lanes, but in the 1v1, Emo fell behind this game very quickly. Hui obviously with a lot better tools early on to fight than Hui has. Now it's 7-3 for Humanoid. 7k goldie for Fnatic. I know you're all capable of reading at home, but it's important to remember.
Yo, Grande Mono, thank you very much for the Prime. I appreciate that. I'm pretty sure I could have played in this game and they would have won, yeah. I'm pretty sure I could play. I could play Jun's role here, man.
Rob.
Yeah.
This is The stream is fine, guys.
Yeah. I don't think you could do anything here. No. Like, you're really waiting for Fnatic to just do the Fnatic thing, which they have been.
Astral is just better than these guys, I think. Astral is better than GAM.
I think they don't need a reason to fight anymore past we want to.
Yeah, and it'll work for them. You know, that is the reason.
That's the problem.
Because it will work out for you in the long run. And they're going to find their way to the top side. It's just like, yeah, this is a bit of a doomed one for GAM. And look, it looked decent when it got to the mid-game point from GAM in the last game. But you can kind of see the Fnatic, they're like, look, we tossed away a few of these leads. We're just instead going to look to play our game, make sure we're not getting caught.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't have the complete story of what went down in VCS, bro. Like, in terms of subs and all that jazz. So, you know, it sucks for them, you know.
Nice bit of gold back, objective bounties. Still, though, about an AK difference between the teams. Yeah, GAM made the whoopsie that many teams have made. They let Fnatic.
I think maybe the conversation should have been maybe VCS just shouldn't have gotten an MSI spot after all that shit went down. But I guess it's unfair to the homies that make it through, right?
I'm glad we're on the same page. I don't know how obviously I could reference that.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, we're good. I mean,
no, like the subbing thing is untrue, Baltimela, apparently. Apparently this is the roster that played playoffs.
How many references? Oh, yeah.
Cosidiodo was literally in FlyQuest, and then he went back, so I don't know if the odds are that he will come back.
Tweet now with hashtag MSI 2024. I'm kidding. I'm not trying to start that. Or am I? Kendrick. Anyway.
I think it's more not who started it, but who ended it.
Who ended it?
Yeah, it's like, do you want to be a small fish in a big pond, or do you want to be a big fish in a small pond? Dagda talked about you, really?
Oscar gonna step forward with the gold card.
Really? What did he say?
Down for the Vigar, the cage gone. Nice damage from the brand, though. This is the potential threat, but the feathers are flying. All of GAM are flashing out, and Fnatic are walking away empty-handed thus far. Easy left with an Ultra Shock laser. Aldi comes in from the Zen to stop any potential follow-up kills. They're trying to take down Noah. Clean CC combo to finish off the 80 carry. Fnatic again. We saw it last game.
He sneaked this me? No way.
Oscar ghosting forward, has the gold card in the emo. Input buffer takes him out to safety. PI off to the side.
I don't wanna hear you say orangey no more.
Back takes Jun all the way through. Jun goes down. Kia still standing. Goes back into Oscar in the side flip, but Oscar comes out on top. Meanwhile, oh, it's just the Vigar left and Hilly, or Humanoid, excuse me. He's just too good at throwing rocks.
GAM thought they found the bridge over, but BD bye-bye. It's Fnatic who are closing it up here. Immediately move over towards...
I also want to hear them say orangey.
It was so close for GAM. That looked like their moment.
I also want to hear them say orangey.
Makes it so difficult to kill him as Oscar. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Has he ever played a raid? The answer is maybe.
You talked about your rap love, really? Oh, that's based. I'm not out of it. It's just I don't listen to the cast so extensively because I'm reading chat and I'm talking to you guys. It's just too much words coming into my system at the same time.
But Razork's tanking this whole time, and even though this looks like a great setup here, Razork isn't taking any damage from Easy Love while he's stunned up the whole time. Noah does end up going down, but you still have another threat from Humanoid on the opposite side, and Razork is so far ahead at this stage.
Apparently the VCS server is a really large one. Like the Vietnamese player base is supposed to be really big.
Just unfortunately, because he's so far behind, just doesn't have what he needs to beat down.
Joraha, thank you very much for the tier 1. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Just seen the picture. Dragon goes down, and so does Emo once more.
Emo down.
Humanoid and Razork duo across this entire series. Everyone on Fnatic has had highlight moments, but those two playing incredibly well. Another pick. Delio, Levi. Good damage onto Humanoid. Shield. The burn from the brand. The burn.
Bro, I don't know why every time I see Talia like queuing somebody, I'm like, damn, like I could really use a massage. I don't know why, but like get like someone like lightly throwing stones into your back muscles. I don't know why. Every time I'm like jealous. I'm watching this brand getting stoned and I'm getting jealous. Like, yeah, bro, I really need a neck massage.
Grim reference from Dagda.
Boom.
is indeed cracked. All of GAM retreating. Shut down. Over to Emo. This man is getting so much money from shutdowns on Fnatic players. Maybe it'll be enough in the fights. Kiaya, I think the standout in this game has had some really solid.
Alright, here comes Kiaya. Q3 lands on Noah. Noah doesn't have summoners. Yeah. Razork fights back. Gets over the wall. Into death. I am so excited for the tournament to start.
Well, he's gotten a good bit of money. It's just not enough. And Fnatic now looking for the spot side. Humanoid.
Backstep. Razor, does he want to go into the tower? Humanoid. Oh, he's dead. Again is going
All right.
That's a caster curse. We praise
Fnatic is bored.
Or Humanoid's a little bit greedy.
And the other half of the jungle.
Razork.
All right.
Is he going to get taken out as well? GAM live.
A little bit of trolling.
Third shutdown. I don't think Evo's gotten a single kill that hasn't just been worth.
And these games are kind of rough to watch because there's it's like I can't judge Fnatic off of this, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you see here,
Combination.
The timing just slightly off.
Crazy.
And Humanoid absolutely rinses him, but the follow-up is there with Levi. And then Oscar in.
Both Yordles down.
While we're all focused on the top side, GAM still getting work done. Sorry, Fnatic still getting work done.
Humanoid with the combination. Tell me that doesn't look comfortable, guys.
It's a silver lining on a very dark day.
Most certainly is.
Looks very comfortable.
All right, back to live. Let's take stock. It was a 10k gold lead. Now, somehow, despite so many shutdowns going over to GAM, it is 11th. How do Fnatic continue to grow their lead despite giving away gold in increments of 1,000 to the enemy team?
Noah was pretty good today, honestly. I think
Thank you.
yeah, Fnatic's bot lane was their best part today.
Every time we say Fnatic are favored, they do something like this. All right, Razor takes 0 damage. No one steps in.
Humanoids probably deserves some credit too. All right, Brand. All right, here comes Noah. Here comes Noah. Oh, Noah down. Okay.
One Cassante versus the world. Balance team have been generous to this champion, but it's not enough. Even here, Fnatic finally found their
No,
place.
Humanoid deserves some credit too. Like in the first game, like he was roaming the whole map.
Fnatic, they will close out the series in 2-0 fashion. Fair play to GAM in trying to make it a tough fought fight for Fnatic, but there was just nothing they can do this far behind.
The kills tell the story of the game. Fnatic just getting more.
Yeah, it's like saying that they wouldn't get away with this against good teams. Yeah, like if they're 10k gold ahead against good teams, maybe they give a little bit something back too. Like there is definitely like a mentality shift.
Solid first showing on the international
Oh,
stage.
Levi looks a little bit embarrassed, man.
But it would appear that their brief time scrimming in Chengdu did not solve all of their problems. That said, still a solid start to the tournament. Pretty good moments across the board for the Fnatic lineup, and of course, hearts out to GAM on the opposite side. We'll see what they can do to rally.
Find hot videos in profile. Holy. These bots are finding new ways to stand out, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll now go up against the winner of Top Esports versus Loud later. I'm curious how their performance will be.
Alright, let's see OG League Bet's tweet.
Laissez-faire. It was like, hey, we got a very early lead. We're not too worried about if we're going.
Imagine carrying a child in your body for 9 months, pushing it out, and then it decides to make a living match-fixing video games for Vietnam.
Get these early leads is more the focal point.
My lord, bro.
It will be interesting to see in the days to come what we have actually learned from that series. I don't think a whole heck of a lot. Fnatic just feels like they played what they were comfortable with.
OG League Bet's timeline is just euphoria quotes. We don't want to see a stream glitch no more. How I make bets that electrify him, you make bets that pacify him. I can double down on that line, but say it this time, that's random acts of kindness.
Expected opponent for them is Loud, short of a monumental upset.
I thought VCS doesn't play until tomorrow. I'm actually so confused. What region is Bucio from?
Back to the drawing board, kind of understanding hey, how aggressive do we want to be in these early stages? Because I think that's what came back to bite them, was the individual performance and the aggression that they tried to have in lane being punished.
1-0 Drake, 2-0 Drake, 3-2 Kendrick. But what score system are you going by? I use a boxing scoring. Like I score it with boxing. But the weird thing is, it's
of course there are only 2 spots to the next stage, but it is double OM, so game.
Because are they fighting over the same points? Like yeah, like I understand, but like what's so just
work for them. And overall,
it's a football match.
You know, results coming out as expected, but some good looks from GAM and Fnatic. Still looking dominant, still looking solid. We'll see how they shape up for upcoming matches.
All right, this is damn! It's a Bible, bro. It's a Bible. That's listen to read the Steph Curry Bible. There's gonna be an interview, no? No interview. This is why Kendrick fanboys are so jarring. Y'all spent the last few weeks shifting goalposts, downplaying Drake's tracks, taking wins at irrelevant talking points, and showing your full bias to the whole world to the point that y'all's opinion have no credibility anymore. Bro, I am very Kendrick biased. I admit. It don't matter if you say Kendrick's up because we know you'd say it regardless. Y'all could have learned to just sit back and wait for Dot to prove it through his track. Yeah, I didn't think that Taylor Made being taken down was the win at all. Like I think in terms of what the beef is, Taylor Made was a good diss track. I didn't like that he used Tupac's voice. I didn't like that he used AI. Like in terms of the precedence it sets, I think it's horrible. But in terms of what it is, in terms of a diss, it was very disrespectful. And it attacked, you know, the aura of Kendrick, you know? I don't talk about, but how can you make top lane, Camille top lane viable again? You need kind of like, the thing is, a lot of the champions that are decent into Camille, like lane swap is horrible for Camille. Like the fact that lane swap exists is terrible for Camille, as an example. I've spent the last decades debating with mates that Kendrick will eat their Drake when they finally go at it, and I still wasn't 1/10 as nervous or annoying as yo. That being said, I don't think this track alone is enough to call it a win. I didn't think Drake had push-ups Taylor Made in him, and if that high winning league is real, I know bare people and Drake himself, they say it's AI, but I believe it's real, and that's the energy Drake comes back with. And this battle is far from over. I'm just like, I can enjoy the spar and be shameless like, yo, I'm also fucking happy that this is actually happening, you know? It's just that anything that fucking pulls Kendrick out to make music, I'm super excited for, because Kendrick is my guy, you know? Do we get an interview or what? No interview! I can't listen to the music. I will get copyright struck. For those needing context, the expected result of this is that Kendrick murks Drake. This has been brewing for a decade, and the rap purists have maintained that whole time that Kendrick would end Drake's career. Nah, Drake is too big. Drake's too big. It's like, Drake's too big, sadly. That's the bar Kendrick has to meet. It's unfair in a diss track beef, but context carries weight, and that's why Kendrick's next response is to be a haymaker. All this beef. Well, the bar is definitely way higher for Kendrick, because it's like the whole angle is that Drake is a pop artist and he should stay out of the hip hop game. If he can remotely compete, you know, it's like fucking Logan Paul getting in, like it's like Conor McGregor getting in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, you know? Like if Conor McGregor wins a round, That's like, what the fuck? You know? All this we have done so far is dispel notions of carrying the boogeyman and elevate Drake's legacy. Even with back-to-back in his discography, people, me included, didn't think Drake could come with the heat in this beef. But Cole's apology worked in Drake's favor. I'm not gonna fucking try it. Serendipitously. Jeez, that's the word, bro. I said way too little to say it. Serendipitously. Fucking Australian. Drake versus Kendrick. It's good that J. Cole bowed out, man. It was a good move. All these homies need to stay out the way, man. I hated, bro, Kanye says, "That I got you." I'm just messing with you because you know, there's a song that uses this word. Total. For some reason, I connected that with Land Down Under for some reason. Whatever. Instead of Cole plus Drake was that. If Drake responds with heat and people are even discussing what's up and saying 60-40 to forget the battle, Drake's only won the war. This is fair. All right. Honestly, pretty solid take. Pretty solid take. Do they still have this on? Did they delete it? They didn't delete it. Bro, the thing is, it's not even accusing GAM. It's accusing Fnatic of match fixing too. EA versus Dot, who has more bangers? Well, what constitutes a banger? Delete this because right now you're saying that Fnatic wouldn't win the game. Like, it's a funny joke. It's a funny joke. It is a funny joke, but it's a dangerous joke. Bro, it was all to play. It was all to play, bro. Do you think I'm listening to fucking whatever the fuck that was? Why did SZA do a fucking track with Drake? Yeah, we're not gonna get shit for laughing at this. The interviewing Ray's okay? Alright.
Yeah, me personally as a jungler, I think it's fine because I get kind of assist and kills early on top laners.
A lot of actions, which is fun, right? Yep. And I think you and Humanoid especially were able to pop off throughout the series today. So do you think all the players are now fully kind of warmed up and adapted to the new stage? How are the players feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I think Humanoid played good. I think I played pretty decent too. And I mean, personally, I am really happy for June because it's like his first international game, you know. He didn't play at Worlds or MSI once. So he was a little bit nervous, he told me before the game. So, I mean, I hope this win makes him feel more comfortable, even though I think he played pretty good. It makes him more comfortable so he can play better next games.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Razor, for the interview, and wish you the best of luck in the upcoming matches.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason. Amazing hearing from El Cachorro de la Jungla, as we call him in Europe. Razork, popping off as the rest of Fnatic here in the
Cachorra
series.
de la
Let's talk a bit about the
jungla.
second game,
What's
because
that
it
mean?
feels like they cleaned up their gameplay, and I don't
The
know.
seal
to me,
of the
they passed
jungle?
second gear here against GAM.
Yeah, and I think for me, it was about... Fnatic played really solid, and GAM were playing way too over-aggressive, and basically being caught off guard specifically.
GAM straight up ran it down, bro.
So I really did like, to your point, that Fnatic cleaned it up just a bit.
Yeah, and I mean, they responded to the lane swap really well, right? Like, we were talking about how GAM are in kind of a tough position. You want them to lane swap, but then obviously Fnatic responded really well. And fun fact now, after this series, that the entire series had about a 1.3 combined kills per minute.
Fnatic game.
Yeah, just a classic Fnatic
It was
series.
1.57 in that last game we just watched.
We see that man on stage behind us. Of course, we're going to talk about the second series right after that, but Humanoid popping off left and right in that last game, especially on the mid lane with Talia.
Yeah, and we've talked about how much of a staple he's been in Europe as an EU mid. He's kind of such a great pivot point for this Fnatic team, and I thought, especially in this second game, but also even in the first game.
Anytime we two Conor McGregor quotes you and Gilligan was spamming, we said,
he communicates with the rest of the lanes.
60 G's, baby! Whenever someone gets a big shutdown, and then we're saying,
to the next round. We will see GAM later, though.
Yeah,
but
fool,
let's move on to
yeah.
the next series we have on our hands today, Loud versus TES. And here, they play on home turf, and we have the biggest stars we could see in the LPL, Jackie Love and Meiko. They're hugely popular.
Yeah, just throughout their careers, the fans have been pretty rabid. No matter what team they've been on, they followed them.
Yep.
So it's great to be able to see them at the level they are. The fans being
Meiko, my super goat.
What's funny too, for
Longevity,
years now,
baby.
anytime
Longevity,
they've won
man.
a game on stage,
Do you think Conor will beat Chandler on his comeback? I don't think so, man. I think Conor McGregor is not focused enough,
They've always
man.
been heartfelt, and they've always followed them. I remember, anytime there's an international event, remind me of New York and Worlds, the fans were incredibly loud, traveled from China to be able to see their favorite players.
Look at this.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really hard to communicate to the international audience who doesn't see them as frequently in China just how popular these two players all are, and also just how popular this bot lane is as a whole, right? Because throughout his entire career, Meiko, obviously, he was on that EDG lineup that won in 2015. This is his first time back to MSI since. And then partnering with Jackie Love, who people were like, please get him a top-level support. And obviously, he did win in 2018 with Baolan at Worlds, but people were
Ryan Garcia got popped for...
with Meiko coming over from EDG for the first time in his career.
Yeah, and it's great to see it, because they've been playing towards bot side quite heavily and allowing them to be as aggressive as possible. So that's been great. And I think that's allowed 369 to be as versatile as he has always been. He's been a great carry player. He's always had, the tank options there for himself, and he's just been as good as usual. I think you've said that he's one of the best top laners in the world.
I still think he is one of the best top laners in the world, actually.
And consistent as well.
I'll push back a little bit, because I think early on in his career, I remember seeing him first in I think 2017 Demacia Cup, right? He was that kind of player who was really, really aggressive, playing for the lane matchup. Didn't have as good of an understanding of tanks, and I think the way that he's evolved, especially with his champ pool.
What happens after a fight if someone gets caught doping in terms of gambling? Do people lose their money?
How many top laners
Or do people get their money back?
Can play the 1v1
Or is it
really
done?
well, but maybe not have the tank pool and the wherewithal in team fights.
And he developed that when he was on JDG.
Yep.
And so that's where people have really saw him to be a lot more of a well-rounded top laner. So the whole meme that he had of 369, what dice roll are you going to get?
Wait,
To me,
what?
is no longer relevant.
Bro,
It's just
look at
always,
this.
To me,
You can
very
mute
solid. So this is a
specific casters
on
I remember 369 last year.
It's not like you mute the casters, you can choose to mute specific ones.
How can we reevaluate this year? What can we expect from 369?
That
How
is
do you rate his
crazy.
evolution in the first split we saw in the LPL?
Well, sadly, we're in the lane swap meta, so I think he's going to be going towards more tanks, and I think that's not a bad thing. He's quite a smart player, so I think he's going to be going towards.
Imagine seeing the stats on that. You get paid depending on what it is.
Point though, I think one of the things that I'd really encourage
that is
people to watch
crazy.
out for with 369 is his team fighting, right? And specifically his team fight targeting.
Everyone jump to muting Wolf. You guys are
in particular,
mean.
we've called this out, but his Ornn is absolutely stellar.
This was a decent tweet.
So, if you know, maybe they won't be playing the lane depending on if there is a lane swap, but then you look out for his team fight targeting.
And they're going to be going up against Loud.
Holy. Tiana International.
For Loud to be going up against Top Esports, but really it felt like only a week and a half of preparation because they were the latest team to finish their finals. Sure, TES did, but I mean, they're literally in China, so not
you saw the fist bump pick of Young Thug and his lawyer in court? Yeah, I didn't see that actually.
4 peats here, championship win on the side of Loud, maybe the most
bro,
successful team we have
on
the side of the Brazil region. What can we expect from this? We know them. They're used to the international stage. They come here for the huge success, and they want to give the best they have here, obviously, against TES.
Yeah, and I mean, coming into this year, if you watched Loud
previously,
the big change is that Sayus left and went back to Kaboom. Redbird signed on, was not a popular pickup in
Probably
Brazil.
still isn't.
But I think for this team, you are looking at that top side. Specifically, Robo, just with this past win, became the winningest player in CBLOL, which is with 7 titles, which is just absolutely massive. And like you said, Laura, they are on their 4th straight title, and I think the big thing that this team does like to do, and specifically if you've seen Robo domestically or international events, he definitely does love to style on his opponents. He loves to bring out, obviously, I think people most know him for bringing out the Darius in top lane previously, but he'll obviously go for a lot of those lane matchups, so I am curious to see where, if we see a lane swap, where that swap's going to come from.
Yeah, and we're talking about accolades and personality. That's Robo. We're talking about just like the best player on the map for this team. It's Tinones. Tinones has had an incredible year talking to regional representatives and just watching the games. It's been very clear that.
Bro, I don't know how views on Twitter work. I don't know if it's like.
It's funny, that 4-peat wasn't an easy one. That was a really difficult.
I think it's like people have just clicked it 7,000 times.
Really difficult for them, and
but my Streamlabs is fucking confused.
Really now kind of been on Tinones alongside Croc to really play out the mid scale, the mid portions of the game well. So they've changed around how they've communicated.
I just figured I need to use the platform for something.
But a lot of the onus of carrying the games, I think, is going to be on the shoulders of Tinones.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I also think the big thing, and kind of the unfortunate
should I bet
thing
my
is
house on Brasilia?
Roster, right?
Yeah.
If you hate your house.
Specifically, they do have the best
you hate your
understanding
house?
of like side wave management, right? And like map control, more so than their opponents. Some of it kind of regressed a little bit.
The
with
fact,
this
like, and
game,
I
but,
think
like,
it's
for the
cool
most part,
because
that
it
is
shows
their
right there,
and now
you know.
going up against
Like
TES, and one thing I do want to bring up
this field here is pretty damn premium, I
we
think.
didn't necessarily see this
Like,
in the LPL finals,
because I'm shadow banned as hell, you know. Like all I do on Twitter is post links.
Really smart. Like
I post
this is an
links.
incredibly smart team.
And I post about Palestine. So I'm shadow banned to. I'm 5 realms deep.
I want to shed some hope here because we saw the series S12 versus T1 yesterday. S12 exceeded expectations, I feel. And I remember Latin America, CBLOL and LLL.
Or maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm just irrelevant.
MSI. Do you think we can see a surprise
Either way,
on the side of Loud
I need to use the platform for
and
something.
where would it be coming from?
Well, my first immediate response is hell no. I'm pretty pessimistic on this one. But if you're asking me where it's going to be coming from, I think we haven't mentioned Root, who's always been, like last event, he was their better player. He was their best player. And if you put resources into him, as you can already see our predictions, it's just straight 2-0s. But it's going to be a Root that, if he has a solid game versus Jektilov, maybe it's competitive. But it's going to be a really tough competition.
I think you rely on TES to make a lot of mistakes.
True. Maybe this is Tien's bad game. It could be.
Poor Tien.
Tien, get it out of your system. I don't mind.
No, he hasn't.
Get it out of your system, son.
Poor guy.
Maybe this game.
Oh, man.
It's the time to get it out of your system.
I don't.
No, but I think like that is, if you're looking at this TES team, they do make mistakes in the LPL, right? Like most recently in the finals, we did see from them some lackluster gameplay a little bit. I do think it's going to be
Bro,
really,
what's the point even of a breakdown today, bro?
They have the fans behind them as well, of course. Loud is also has fans.
The breakdown's
behind them
gonna be
as they
goofy,
come
man.
usually to support their team. We'll see how things unfold here at MSI for the second series. TES is about to be ready on stage, facing off against Loud. Let's meet the team right away.
All right, let's go, man. Give us the beats, man. Give us the beats. What's happening right now?
All right. I believe that you wanted to meet the teams. Instead, you will meet me and Dagda. We're the teams. Just kidding. We'll never do that to you, I promise. This is a professional esports broadcast. You'll never have to watch us play League of Legends. We are moments away from the team introductions kicking off. Gives us a chance to talk a little bit more about the matchup.
Bro, realize he's not on LEC.
I think the games today...
Oh shit, I'm not an
LEC.
Wait, I can make it seem like I'm with them.
I am really excited to watch Loud, to see what they can bring.
I can make it seem like I'm with them.
And also excited to see if top esports are going to be able to play with such confidence, to play with such dominance that they can kind of upset expectations. Because while this series may not change a lot when it comes to public perception, this is a team that pretty much universally rated by everybody. Of all of the LCK and LPL representatives, people have the lowest. Which, when you look at the names on this team, they're not going to be happy about being ranked 4th. Mako, Jackie Love, it's a star-studded roster.
Yeah, I think it's hard for top esports because they're trying to shift a lot of that international perspective of them. When you look back at Worlds 2022 when they lost,
I'm gonna plug in lenses to my eyeballs.
Shifted a lot of the perspective away from Jackie Love, who at that point in time was kind of a bit inconsistent. He was considered a coin flip player, but over the last 2 years since then has definitely become significantly more solid. Wants to step up and be the big carry, and alongside having Mako, which feels like he's had this resurgence with just finally having an incredibly strong, one of the top LPL supports beside him, has been sick to see. So I think top esports definitely going to show a lot of people how strong they have been over the course of LPL, and that does mean that for the CBLOL, it's going to be a tough showing, because one of the big things that we saw for Loud is, their solo laners are kind of the big call-out spots. Like you look at Robo in the top half of the map, but the bottom side has been kind of the dodgy point for them. So when you're looking at going up against Jackie Love and Mako, it feels like a huge amount of this game has to be about controlling the duo that is on top esports.
Which is a tall task for, I think, most teams in this tournament. I would say just about any team in this tournament. The only bot lane who I think is just clearly better right now is Elkanon, right? And they're, for many people, the favorites of the tournament alongside Genji. So we'll have to see if CBLOL can engineer a way, if they can find a draft or a setup that will allow them to get around this. Now, again, I think Emily's brought it up before. This is the moment where we start to ask, are lane swaps going to be introduced? For my personal enjoyment, I would say, not my favorite thing. But from a tactical approach, again, you would respect it because it would get them away from what could be a very explosive, very catastrophic 2v2.
But the problem is it takes you away from what makes Loud strong. True. Like when you look at them domestically, it's playing through Tinones, playing through Robo. They're going to look for early Rift Heralds, try and snowball through their side lane play. And I mean, even from some of the interviews that we've seen talking about them in the CBLOL, it was, this is the team that is the best at macro, the best at understanding side lanes. So if you maybe want to lean into that, sure, you can try and play for some of these lane swaps, but it does seem like it's a difficult task when so much of your gameplay relies on Robo in particular, alongside Tinones being ahead. You're going to remove that aspect from your mid game because Robo by default will be so far behind.
I mean, it is a nigh impossible puzzle to solve,
exactly.
Right? It's why it is so heavily in favor of top. When we talk about this, we are
Hans and Mickey is not better than Pace and Lens. I think like people misjudge conversations. It's like when we talk about Pace and Lens being bad, it's in the context of like losing out slightly against Gumayushi and Korea and losing out against Viper Delight. Even though in those series they've had good games, It's like when people say they are bad, it means that they are slightly worse than these teams, because the difference is at an elite level is the differences are very small. But when you're comparing elite to like medium, the differences are fucking massive.
Because he is in the best and worst possible way for Top.
I just think that people like misjudge conversations because the language is used the same in different contexts.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing, is that when Tien's on form, he looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, World Finals MVP, like, won the title for FPX. But the problem is that he has come out in interviews and said, look, I do struggle with confidence. I do struggle when it comes towards, can I consistently build myself up when it's been a tough matchup? Now, I think on Top Esports, he's had to take less of the starring role because you have...
Kazi legit played good at MSI last year.
369. A lot of people tell him he's the best top lane in the world coming into this. Styled.
Give him some slack. Why would we give anyone slack?
In the finals, but still end up losing.
That's what competition is. Why would we give anyone slack ever?
That bottom lane in the LPL. So
when we talk about how well they play. That's literally their job.
In the game and kind of just has to play a supporting role, which I think in this sort of situation works out well, because when you think back to when he won Worlds in FPX, it was like Doomby being able to set him up and work with him in that pairing. So I think strong laners is definitely something that suits Tien, and why Top Esports were so competitive with BLG for nearly taking the #1 spot in the LPL.
I think you're completely correct, and I think one of the other advantages, right, you have such a massive home crowd advantage. I don't know if you can always see it when you're looking at the cameras with the overall advantage.
I think Kalis is a good future, but I think also like the overhyping of Kalis is something that can...
You're the fan favorite, baby. You've got all that support behind you, so you're the fan favorite for the rest of Stage 1 and for a decent chunk of Stage 2, depending on...
Jackie Love literally won the World Championship at 17.
Chinese fans that are here, though, like Jess, who awesome messages with info on Twitter and that, but it was really funny because he was like the sigh of relief from a lot of the Chinese.
Let's say next year they rebuild around Kalis and they get 8th, 7th, 10th.
Because of Worlds was apparently fantastic, but they're like, do we want to let Top get the revenge, or do we want to just avoid GAM altogether? Well, we'll find out if
send them
down to play against GAM, but it is very, very funny to see.
Knock
it's still
it.
there.
As an EU pundit, being scared of the VCS comes very naturally to me. We will not forget what Mark Ruffalo and the Buffaloes did to us.
Mark Ruffalo.
Many years
Shout
ago.
out to Mark Ruffalo.
Many times at the hands of the VCS. So, and that we are brothers, LPL fans. I mean, we'll see. Again, it seems like player intros are right around the corner, and I mean, I frankly just cannot wait to get into our next best of 3. This is going to be an absolute banger.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what Cream is going to bring out in the mid lane, because this is a guy that was like, if the meta shifts in towards the Silases, the Akalis, the Yones, this kind of stuff, this man's going to have a fantastic time. But he didn't look too good. Like when Karma got dropped out of meta, he kind of just fell off. Was like, oh, I'm not having the best of times.
I want that for everyone, not just for Cream. Like, the problem with lane swaps is it's like most people aren't going mid, so it's just even more reason to just play control mages and chill. Like, bring me back to the Silases, the Akalis. Let Cream lead the way for all of them. That's my only request. Top. That's all I want.
Bezek, just break the meta, play your own style.
You could be Cream, but play the
I don't know. Being the president of America just sucks, no?
I think it's a compromise.
No, but I'm very excited. I think to see what Top Esports are
it just sucks, no?
Style they've decided on the game looks.
Why would anyone want to do that, man?
Going up against like Robo and Tinones, I think this is a big opportunity for them to.
Especially if you're rich. If you're rich,
some of the best
why would you want to do that, man?
Especially if Cream starts to fall
Can you buy influence?
Now look, obviously he struggled a little bit with the meta that was coming in towards playoffs, but
just buy
still
influence.
A very, very strong player in his own right. So I'm excited to see how these two teams face up against each other.
Certainly, and I think tracking the mid lane meta is going to be important.
You just buy influence.
A lot about Knight. He has champions.
Easy peasy, bro.
Not a guy who's known for his ear. You know, he's a big champion in the meta, and we'll see if Cream is able to slot back into what we look at as his comfort zone. But now, I think we're about ready for team intros. So let's get into it. It's time to meet our next two teams.
So let's go, guys. Yesterday night. Can I reveal a secret to you guys? Can I reveal a secret to you guys? Yesterday, I was feeling really snacky, okay? I was feeling really snacky. And I ate 1 toffee package, 2 toffee package. I ate 3 toffee packages in the span of like 30 minutes. It's a disaster, mate.
欢迎回来，这里是2024英雄联盟季中冠军赛入围赛第2比赛日的现场。今天的第2场比赛将由 LPL 赛区的 Top Esports 对阵 CBLOL 赛区的 Loud。首先有请 Top Esports 登场。
All right, let's see him. Why they don't come through the tunnel? They don't come through the tunnel. But they look like NASCAR racers.
接下来有请 Loud 登场。
Bro, I just looked at the contents. It's 50 grams of sugar per 100 gram. No, for chocolate it's very normal to have a lot of fat. So I ate like 150 grams of sugar yesterday.
比赛即将开始，让我们共同期待2支战队的精彩表现。
Phone up recording. 10-ounce jersey on.
Yeah, I'm not eating anything sweet for a long time, bro.
In this country, Rob. This man figured it out. This man overcame a language barrier to show up here today and support his team. You gotta respect that.
Versus us who are just like Dongi shot as we desperately try to Google Translate.
If I can't screenshot it and Google Translate it, I'm not interacting with it. That's the rule for me. That said, I'm ready to get in this one, man.
Yeah, definitely. Eating 3 is not what I recommend. It was very hard to fall asleep because it was like 2 a.m.
Always impressive.
And I was jacked up, man.
Showing an international tournament. Love the passion from
I
this
was
fan
completely
base.
jacked up.
Hopefully it's well rewarded today. But obviously, uphill battle. We talked about it.
All right, Load. Did you buy this 4-to-1 discount pack?
That's the
Yeah.
thing I'm most excited for in some of these early tournament games.
Of
You know,
course,
we
man.
talk about it at Worlds plans a lot, especially there. Champions who show up.
And then I ate this whole package of cheese too, bro.
Never to be seen again. Things like Echo Jungle
I
in
need
years
to-
past, but maybe this time.
I need to start
Maybe a
dieting,
little
bro.
spice from the Loud side, maybe a little spice from the top side. Indicator of what's to come in the later stages of the tournament. But that's just me being hopeful. I imagine it will be pretty similar to what we've seen in the last few series, but maybe some more Urgot games.
I don't know. I am always curious because, like,
All right, let's
it feels
go.
like when we get to the 2 different stages,
Win.
there's only 2 different styles of meta, but we'll have to see.
Win, ladies and gentlemen.
Moving into things here.
Olaf, man. Jax, man. They're targeting Robo,
A lot
man.
of topside focus. 369. Banning out Robo. That's the kind of respect we like to see. That said, I would have preferred.
Well, it looks like my stream is getting DDoSed.
And see how you can handle him at his strongest. But I understand it. Robo's the Saitama of the CB law. You don't want
Okay,
to give
the
any of his signature picks. 369. I get it. I respect.
Despair, the
It
OMG
also feels
goes.
like Louder kind of targeting.
This is
top
first
esports
international as well for
signature
Despair.
picks as well. Cream has been really good on the Ari over the course of this split. It's the second most played, but realistically, I really like him on the Aries and the not these, sorry, the Talias, because I think in reality,
The Loud
way
coach
Top
just shook his
esports wanna
head.
try and play it is through
We have to ban Vados, bro.
9 times out of 10 and shifting around the map when it
We
gets
have
to
to
big
ban
games.
Vados, bro.
Trying to remove.
He's gonna
some of
fuck
that
us
comfort for
fuck
the
us up.
moment. Set up
Damn.
hopefully Tinones for a nice
Jackie
matchup
love
in that
Vados.
mid lane against Cream.
What will the first pick bring?
Just pick Vados.
The TS want to prioritize here. Varus is up and available. We talked a lot about Jackie Love on Varus, Robin.
Nautilus. Nautilus, baby. Nautilus.
Like to leverage pretty heavily.
All right.
Putting a lot of prio on the mid lane champions, or sorry, the bot lane
Senna.
champions who can always push. But the Senna, interestingly enough, not historically what many people who haven't been keeping up with the LPL would call a Jackie Love champion, but I feel like his repertoire has grown pretty significantly in the last few years.
Yeah, it kind of feels like what we've
I don't know
seen
what which Twitter gives.
First pick Varus or first pick Nautilus and just been like, cool, we're going to dominate the 2v2. It's felt more when they're put into a pinch on.
Alright, so we had Nautilus, Varus, Tam.
Exactly they're going up against, or they want to try and neutralize the matchup, they'll go for the Senna. I expect them to try and go for the more aggressive bot lane matchup here, but going to take the Senna. I imagine it'll be the Tam Kench for Mako alongside it, as you've seen it from them before, but not what I was expecting coming into this. As you say, like a lot of top lane focused bans, and then not opting for a more aggressive bot side.
Jackie Love is the Senna.
Now, one thing I will say is if you do go for a pairing like the Senna Tom Kench, one of their weaknesses historically is they push very slowly.
Tam Coco.
Re-bomby Cinder if the Tom Kench is the one farming.
Cream,
so
shows your Azir.
Scenario, the Tom Kench Senna very likely to struggle to actually take turret plates.
Honestly, Cream Quay is one of his best champions.
If you're going to go for the lane swaps, you're not going to take the Nautilus, right? So I think that's kind of where we're realistically at.
Oh, he actually went for Azir.
Well, Azir obviously getting nerfs coming into
this. He's practicing, guys. He's practicing.
Yeah, Varus coming out as well. I kind of like what Loud have set up here.
Cream is practicing.
You have to get decent control for Tin Owns in that mid lane. Yeah, this gives you a nice matchup in that bottom side that you can just play for push. And then when you get into the mid game, you can actually try and play outside lanes, which is where Loud have been best in the CB law. So it definitely feels like comfort for Loud when you look at what this composition is going to bring to the table.
Yeah, I also like, getting yourself to Talia early on, like you talked about playing towards side lanes, giving yourself that little extra bit of mobility. Varus.
Without nameplates, I prefer red side draft.
Powerful laning duo. And right now it feels like TES have a very powerful draft, but it's pretty
strong lanes, good engage, good skirmish, good scaling.
Instead can focus on keeping Cream alive. Your team fighting's gonna be good. You got good protection.
Bro, Akali got 30 health. Like that buff is really what
the jungle option looks like, what top lane looks like.
What about with just top lane nameplates?
What TES are trying to do here.
I mean, you could end up seeing 369 go back.
Steph Curry, we don't see the champions yet, so I can't judge the matchup.
A lot of people kind of look at 369.
Maybe Romo finds a crazy angle.
He's the tank role player, right? But if you go back to when 369 was on top esports in 2020, he didn't know what a tank looked like. He had never seen the thing, didn't understand what the champions were supposed to do. He was like, I play Jakes, I play carries, I mess you up in a side lane. This is all I know how to do. So he definitely go back towards that style. It will be a question of whether top esports are willing to play that style coming in. But if there is a composition to do with, it is definitely when you've got like a Senna and a Tam Kench and support and ease of access for that front line with your back line there.
Yeah. The other big
no first pick Lucian. People don't like the first pick Lucian when Ashe and Varus is in the picture.
They certainly don't need to play it. It just makes the game a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think draft is pretty solid for red side.
I mean,
how's important Dan doing? He's actually on a lunch break right now.
Champion, so catch up. That'd be my only thing. And then, also going to see the Xin taken away. So trying to make sure at least limit some of Loud's early snowballing options.
You've still got things like the Sejuani, though, that he can go back towards.
Do you think Brazil lane swaps? Right now, they don't have an incentive to the lane swap.
I don't think he'll go for something a little bit more aggressive. Like I was going to say, with Zin's out taken away, I feel like trying to go towards like a Viego or something along these lines isn't really the best option because you don't have full control over.
Just pick Maokai for Croc, please.
Or blind picking your top lane as well. So in theory, you should have.
He's gonna pick lead though. He's gonna pick lead.
I think he will just fall back towards, your bare bones base. But Sejuani ban
wow,
by then as well, so
Croc is like, I'm gonna last pick, guys.
All right. This is. Okay,
it's a takeaway, honestly, it's a takeaway.
I feel like it has to be.
Yeah. Lee is bad, you're right.
You would normally assume in this circumstance in draft that you would save last pick for top lane, right? Jungle pool is generally not nearly as much.
Yeah, before they are pivoting to Talia jungle,
Croc
guys.
has something really spicy up his sleeve. Otherwise,
Croc Talia jungle is the last thing I want to see, man.
Cryo for the side of Robo, and again, it is, a champion he's played a few times.
Damn, the sunshine.
So we get the Mako spinner.
So, while I thought it was somewhere, I thought it'd be the Urgot pick here, and then there's maybe the opportunity for a Poppy pick on the opposite side, because even though you're not playing against Kalista, Viego wants to dash, Azir dash, now Cassante or Urgot dash, so you do have a lot of opportunities to try and deny things here.
Okay, I disagree there, brother. The Poppy sucks ass here.
A lot of these members aren't particularly capable of diving away from the Poppy, so maybe that's the opportunity here. You just try and play for poke with the Varus and the Talia.
Wukong! I appreciate the Wukong. No joke, guys. If it wasn't for nameplates, I think red side draft is a lot better.
I actually really like from the side of Loud.
Yeah, I think
they've got pushing bot lane. They've got a pretty solid pushing option in the the mid lane. They've got, you know, Renekton, who's going to be fine early game, and you've got a jungler who scales really well and offers more CC options.
Like, red side is straight up just better draft.
If he ever gets a reset against his composition, he can just take over a fight, but a lot of Will out put together feels very good to me.
What does Wukong achieve versus Kench and Azir? The thing is, you need to force their tools somehow, right?
Hey, we've got a bot side that can take care of itself on this Varus. He'll push out waves. We'll unlock Redbird to start play around Tinones in the mid lane, start to work in towards both our solo laners, and you have 2 winning solo lane matchups. Essentially, there's Candace, but with 2, so you can actually play with the Renekton to just look for plates, especially if you get the support from the Wukong in these early stages. So honestly, I really like what Loud have brought to the table, and it's going to be on top
Yo,
of
think much Arcarold, man.
It is a very strong early game from this Loud side.
That is, of course, the draft on paper. We're going to have to see. We know top esports has a lot of incredibly powerful individual players. Even if they're not drafted, even if they haven't set themselves up a champion select to dominate some of these lanes, there's always the room to outplay, to outperform.
No, Renekton has good matchup into Kesante, will push the whole game, and
this matchup and this matchup.
they have so many engaged tools. Guys, you're thinking about the game too linearly. It's like, wow, Ezreal has a dash. I guess he's unkillable. Let's never do anything to him. No, you need spells to force his dash, force spells, trade tools. It's like when people say, Xayah is a counter to Nautilus. Well, not really. Nautilus can force Xayah whenever he wants.
There are a lot of historic dynasties in the CP legend. Whether it's Pain, whether it's Loud in this era.
Could you draft a longer range comp?
Regardless.
And not care about having to post can shoot? But you needed to take, you took Nautilus away.
Yes. And all I'm saying is, I don't see Robo getting arm tattoos. So maybe,
Like, sure, you can say, oh, if they pick Jace here, if they pick Jace and Maokai, would have been nice, but I think that makes it more complicated. Bro, Gamba's already on, dogs, 1 catch 1.
You know what, Rob? You want to know the best news to you and the fans?
You're too late.
What is it?
So far, it's not too late. So, I'm waiting.
Holy mythic Tahm Kench.
Normal lanes.
I am so TFT institutionalized.
You can see Loud weren't certain because it really has TP.
There's a TP on that Boris.
He was like, I'm just in case. Because let's be real, Mako is always going to take TP as the Tahm Kench. You see it all the time.
Absolutely.
I like red side draft more.
If there was some lane swaps going on.
No. Varus Nautilus push.
Having more access to those teleports makes it very difficult. So
but he's playing TP on Varus.
And in theory, all the Root wants to do is farm up. He doesn't want to be taking a hyper-aggressive.
Oh, they exactly love. Get the Q clip on both.
It's nice, I think, Loud.
Oh, it's weird to see.
Solid game plan here and a really good foundation.
It's weird to see blue side.
The early game we want to see.
Like a fucking LPL team, and then you see the Senna stacks. Tinones with the trade. Tinones. We're gonna hype up Loud for no reason. That's our mission this series. To gas it up. Alright? We're hyping up Loud for no reason. Obviously, top esports gonna smoke him or roll up in a blunt. We're gonna view this series through the lens of a Loud fan. We're gonna tune in.
Level 1, and unfortunately they just end up coming
No lane swap, baby.
In the grand scheme of
I think blue side, you know, they had incentives to lane swap, but hitting turret with Senna Tahm and dining with Senna Tahm Viego, ew. Not good enough, you know?
Actually a big win for them, because as we were kind of talking about
I don't know, Varus is 2 CS. They got so fucked level 1 actually.
Keep control over bot side to then lean in towards your both.
They are so fucked level 1. This Tam Coco with the shield was too strong. I thought they were able to push, but in that level 1 play it looked really, really bad. So maybe I'm just wrong about the matchup. I figured that Nautilus and Varus can fight back, but maybe Halo Blaze is just
he doesn't have a hook,
not good.
And that puts him behind some other picks like Nautilus very often. But if you have to walk into melee range of this champion, you're not winning a 1v1.
Xenones should not trade with Cream here, I think. He should just look to Q the wave and base, no? And then empower to Q for lower mana cost.
We're talking about, right? Tien using the push that he has on the bottom side to see what he can try and get on the map. Going to sneak in onto the upside. I think this one more to get vision and play for the scuttle that's about to spawn. But actually, going to rotate up towards that top side, so maybe a bit unsure as to where Croc started.
But they have double wards here, both in the tri-brush as well as further up in the jungle to at least spot out early jungle pathing. Jackie Love
Tian on the match.
Tian gonna grab the crab.
Alright.
Redbird has overstepped here a little bit.
Redbird Di Janeiro. He hooks. Focus is safe. Focus is safe.
Again, that Wukong passive starting to stack up, and not a whole lot here on the bottom side.
I wonder if they should have thrown all damage there on Mako because he's deeper.
Just some warning shots fired back and forth from both sides, but it's Redbird who's incredibly low and might just be forced out of
I'm gonna give my PC a good smack. It's just making noise.
Before this big trade came in, so was
Oh,
able
it
to
worked.
quite a bit of damage through the aftershock, and that's why you could buy time for Loud to
Oh,
come in.
it worked.
In the grand scheme of things, right? Like you do get Tien going back. He would
Nice.
have wanted to back anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But as you say, if Redbird has to reset, it's gonna be difficult for Root to try and farm underneath this tower, especially if Mako and Jackie Love can sniff out a potential dive here. But I don't think they get the wave pushed in quick enough.
No, and now they know exactly where the ward is placed. Tien immediately moves up, sweeps it out. And Tenos is going to have to be careful now, missing that piece of vision.
Alright, he knows, right? He put the pink. Tien put the pink. Alright.
Doesn't have smite, luckily for him.
Crocco Jumbo. Is Senatam still legit? Yeah, it's still legit. Nothing happened to it. You usually get less souls when like other people last it for you, but in this case it doesn't matter, right? Tom Genji is farming, so who cares? They just nerfed like farming Senna, you know?
Lethality items coming through for Root. That's where it's really going to start to work in their favor. And this is what I was about to say: is getting Redbird out of this lane to look for roams. He's already in the mid lane, and this is something that he did a lot in playoffs, and setting up Tin Owns for success. Even just interrupting a reset here from Cream is massive.
Oh, nice cancel.
You just
nice
want
cancel.
to deny Cream access to
Oh,
reset.
Q3. Oh! I thought the 369 and 69 had no mana. Maybe with Biscuit. I thought he's gonna walk there on R because he had no E.
Going in, and oh, Root's all on his lonesome, has to flash away. Center Root not going to connect.
And this is going to limit Redbird on the map. He has to play with Root now, because with that flash down, Root is a sitting duck underneath these towers. So it means that Redbird will have to try and stay with him to make sure that Root can farm up safely. Croc is down on the spot side again, but I think he's just going to farm out, reset, and maybe look for the Void Grubs on the upside. They are pinging it, so maybe they look to trade with the play on bot end instead.
Usually 20 per 5 is a good metric, 20 per 5. Like, if you have 25 per 5, it's really, really good. Alright, cheeky trade. Ooh.
Good follow damage on the hail arrows, triple proc there.
I think the sequencing here of spells from Root was bad. I think it should be eat first and then auto into WQ into get Q reset into all in, because I think that they can burn Jackie Love Flash here. I think Root sequences abilities wrong.
Conqueror procs, nice sidestep on the Q3. That's so tricky. That early healing
Alright.
so much more difficult. Nice hook
Tien.
again onto Tien. Redbird and
Tien has flash. That's the reset. Oh, Tien died 1 for 1. Psycho Mako groupie crazy. I think Croc is too far away. Ooh, double flash. Well placed. W from Tin Owns. Alright, Tin Owns. Alright.
Skirmish on the bottom side, but just 1 for 1 overall.
Alright.
It will end up being 1 for 1, but there was no real reason for top esports to try.
You know, the key thing here is that, like I mentioned from draft, blue side actually like has the worst draft. Like early game though, to have these conditions in early game, I do think that it's like a slight win. It's a slight win from blue side, you know, slight win. Well, Wukong's gonna reach 6 and bot lane has no sums. I think there is, you know, there's some cookery to be had here. There's some cookery to be had.
But he's at half HP, so already in the 3v3, yes, Redbird takes a lot of damage, but you do have
It's a good flash from Tian, but
from mid as well. So this could have been very, very risky.
it doesn't matter, no.
Flashes onto the top esports bot lane is going to be terrifying, because we've already seen how aggressive they want to try and play in this bot lane.
Oh, there's only ladies in the crowd, man.
Usually go into bot, and you can see how close he is. That little purple bar underneath the Wukong.
I wonder if they put them all in one segment and like we're gonna have like these business shots.
True, but crucially, Mako's been left alone.
We're gonna put all the gorgeous people in this area.
As well, which as long as he's next to that key target, makes it so much harder for Loud to find the angle. Jackie Love.
All right, double E. Robo has flash.
Crucial, but Redbird again.
Oh, Tin Owns with the combination. No summoners across the board now from Top Esports. Robo kept flash as well for Ghost. Jackie Love with the Void Grub swap.
369 and Jackie Love, they have the numbers advantage. They just try and get the
I think Kane sucks ass in lane swap meta.
For the reset. But as you say, like, you do have Mako with the level 6, but if he's on bot side,
it's all propaganda.
Wukong kind of gets a 2 for 1 special.
All right, Robo misses Q.
You do have to be very, very careful in these scenarios. If you don't spot out top as top esports where Croc is, it can end terribly.
Nice and soft.
All right, Robo has ult, Robo has ult. But he has no spells.
Ulti for ulti. Robust, be very careful about accepting this trade. We'll start to stack the Fury up. With the ulti going, can just heal off the wave, though. 369 knows the play is over, but getting the Renekton ult definitely does not feel too bad, especially because the Ghost is going to be at backup for 369 and not too distant future.
Yeah, I mean, ult for ult, but nice stun from Robo to be able to disengage away from that. Didn't know how many members were on that top side, but Redbird now, I mean, level 4, quite far behind, but Root does have the level advantage. Redbird not able to connect with the hook, but again, like, you can see how well Loud are trying to move around the map. It's Redbird, or we have push on bot, cool. Redbird, show up mid, get Cream's flash. We have push in mid now because Cream can't contest the wave. Great, Tin Owns, lean bot with the ultimate early up available. And
Jack is spacing with the boost of swiftness.
Position, it's going to be
I don't know, Croc has fucking level 6 here, man. Does he get level 7 of the Grom? Because I think the 3v3 should be better here for LLL. I think they win. Oh, misses the Q. Redbird de Janeiro doesn't have 6. He should be close. Echo 7.
Croc is here, he has been spotted out.
I think it's for top esports. I think top esports win if the enemy engages on Tom Kenchis. It's just a little bit too tanky. They can't one-shot him. I give this time Coco tanks all the spells, this Cloak Armor is gonna get too much value. Here comes Tin Owns. No sums, no sums, no sums. Alright, it's with 4, they do have damage to kill Mako. Oh, no flash on Aldir as well, no flash on Aldir as well. Croc, no W. Get the reset. Redbird de Janeiro, no flash. Yeah, they overchase. They overchase. Oh, he did. Oh, no mana. No mana. No mana, no bitches. That's close. No mana there for 369. Geshi.
For Mako into that bottom side now as well. I think they want to make sure they can get the dragon here for top esports.
Nautilus was no 6 as well.
On the bottom side, but Cream able to come in and get just a barely a pick onto Croc and set up a Tin Owns now in the vicinity. Redbird on the way. Root did not reset.
Oh, it's on CD, bro. I could barely tell. It was on CD as well. You're right. All right, Tia gets a smite. Mako's very tanky. They can't fight back. Oh, he gets out. No CC. No bitches.
Right when the cooldowns are down, he immediately pulls the trigger.
All right.
Makes it out to safety.
Just about able to get out. Tien had to burn his flash to get over the wall there, make sure that he was able to get away. Root should push in this wave and look for the reset. He can TP back into lane, so didn't have to worry too much about not going for the reset. But this top esports playing hyper aggressive on the spot wave because they want to hit 6 for Jackie Love on this spot wave. The TP from Cream immediately, and they do get a nice pick from Mako. But I think at this stage, it's you got the pick, look for Dragon, but they look for more. And Cream gets a great ult here, and Redbird tries to save him, but doesn't get the hook around the wall and ends up putting himself in harm's way.
All right. Well, at least Loud is trying, but I think this buff fight
definitely feels like it favors them. And of course, as this year gets
Loud's gonna be working from the back foot.
Right now, he is just kind of an ult bot.
I don't know. They killed the guy. They killed the guy, and I think they extended the chase when it was not necessary. Because like they used everything to kill Mako.
Especially alongside a champion like the Viego. But Loud ready to fight, ready to contest every objective. They don't have setup here, and they still want to step in. Mako, Abyssal Dive from mid lane, trying to get to the play a little bit faster. Redbird and Loud find the setup. Hook onto Cream is big. Immediately, everybody pushes their ult buttons. Barcel hitting multiple people. Tian off to the side. For now, uncontested.
All right.
Overall damage.
Oh, get the reset, Tian. Oh, didn't spawn.
Loud stop the play from getting any further. Redbird now taken
Loud contesting this when Renekton cannot connect.
What makes the difference?
The fact
not
that
the greatest.
The push for 369 on top lane meant that they were always going to have that numbers advantage, and everyone dives in onto Cream, think they have the pick, but flash in from Mako saves them. So what was nearly Loud picking up a win is top esports forcing them back.
And you got to say, this Tom Kench, such a nightmare for this team overall. They have to get all their CC. They have to layer all those cooldowns. But if they layer too many, you can see here for Mako, bam, instantly saves the day.
GJ for the TK. Great flash over the wall to keep these here alive. And Croc ends up going down.
Redbird de Janeiro.
You've already got in, you've committed too much, so Redbird kind of fall as well. I think that's kind of the downside of a Nautilus.
Do you see Warhorse left WE to join JDG?
Back out of it. And with the push on top, they're in a good spot. But now
that's crazy.
Into the spot side again.
Forcing this though is quite tricky.
JDG with the world champ coach coming in hot.
About Cannabis will dive in, but he's got spotted out by the ward crucially. 369, Robo just continuing to trade blows. Thornmail completed though, makes this pretty tough.
Alright, Crocus knows. Tien no flash. Oh, the flash out for no reset. Alright, there's no ghost. But there's a plant.
But here it's gonna save his top laner's life. 369 for now. Walking away, Mako there to cover 5
not too shabby.
Ultimate, but he doesn't have the angle to use it.
I think Jackie level map open should probably cross the top side, but
He's in a great spot, so nice TP coming through from Root to set himself up. He's still going to be able to cover the mid push. Cream will get some damage on the bot side, but Tin owns resetting, getting into position there as well, so you're able to cover most of your bases here as Loud after getting that pick. Oh, Cream.
Again, kinda has flash. He's gonna slide forward, hook will connect.
Alright.
Back is big. Cream doesn't even manage to find time to flash.
this is so uncharacteristic from top esports because I think one of their biggest strengths in comparison to the rest of the elite is the fact that they play good on side. Like, this is terrible from top esports. Wow. Well, top esports are not connecting and controlling River at all. Tinones! Damn! Damn!
They spent so much Tien. The resets, he can smell them, but he can't find the angle. He can't approach.
It was a bloodbath in that bottom side.
Okay. Loud is actually gaming. Honestly, Tinones is having the fucking game of his life, man.
They wanted to go here, but still, control given over towards Loud. And Dragon going to be up now in 40 seconds. You're going to be able to get the reset and come back out onto the map. Rift Herald is up and available, which is why we're seeing Redbird try and get some vision on this top side. I'm curious, are Loud just going to give up Dragon for that Rift Herald? Look for the gold, look for towers?
Bro, Krieg, like the crazy thing is, like, top esports' biggest strength, in my opinion, was their early game and then how they connect in River to make sure that Cream farms. But currently, like, top esports is getting outplayed on the movement. They just got killed on top. Now they get killed on both too. Like, this is very close. It's very close if this goes to shit, man. Look at that nicely placed W, man. Really good timing, so Tom Kinch can't eat. Like, the timing on this was beautiful from Tinones. Tinones is just having fucking... Bro, Tinones.
And just barely Cream steps forward to be able to get the auto attack that he needs to finish him off. Root there to get one back as well.
Shutdown for the bars, looks good. I like that fist bump. This is a scrappy game.
What a beast.
This is what I wanted though. Like, it's scrappy.
What a beast, man.
There's thought behind why we're trying to play into these different positions. And it is just both teams trying to match and, I mean, fight it out, which is exactly what you want.
Of course, the lane economy snapshot, remember.
Alright, Talian ult. Wukong has ult on.
Overall, still a very contentious game.
Tompkins has TP here.
Overall goal, but it's TES who've been winning the day in objectives.
Oh, this is getting exciting, lads.
Means they have more opportunities to force fights on their terms and certainly can push harder.
First through mid here, Rift Herald position is better for Loud. TP on. What is this? What is this? Is this a play?
One to try and kill Robo.
This is a play? Wait, 369 didn't have Q3? Was my eyes deceiving me? Maybe it just looked like it because he ghosted?
Top Esports had to commit Mako and Cream's TP, so
alright, the Q out from Red Bear. This is not ghosted here.
Yes, though, the prize is the Herald.
I did think that Loud would have the better position for this. Robo is gonna base TP back. They just need to cross together.
We've seen this from the Thaudy bar so many times, though. Mid-prio, very easy to take.
But I think they would be so strong on this objective fight. I do think the red side is better here.
They have to be very
don't give this up for free, Loud. Come on. We're giving this for free. We're giving this for free.
Top Esports, they got what they needed. They put
the main worry here about Loud is that their setup on every objective has been way worse. Like, they come in late. Like, what is this, man? They're limping into the position. No reason to contest at this point. Nothing to play for. Good eat here from Mako. Mako is deep. Good W from Tinones. Where's the Mako flash? Oh! Too deep, man. Too deep. Bro, Loud, take your wins, son. Take your wins. Play around your CDs. They need to understand that they need to play around the Talia DPS, still fucking battle spells. They need to relax.
The 2-for-1 special on the bot lane. But top
Need to
esports,
relax.
they nearly get the flick back onto Tinone. But Tien waiting over
Take a little chill pill, man.
might have been able to take out the Talia as well.
I mean, incredibly close game. It's a Herald, it's a 1K gold lead, it's 2 Drakes, and the objectives, TES, are absolutely cleaning house, but in the fights, it's a knife's edge for either side.
It's like, why on earth are we contesting like this? At this point, just defend the position and take the mid turret. Don't let the enemy cross and make them pay a price for taking the Rift Herald. It would be way better for you. Or at least from before, when the Arthur TP is on top, take control of River because you're 4 people on midway.
Been separating them. Even gets the flick.
You're better than this.
Thanks to that Desir ultimate. And in that position, you're just caught for Loud. They can't really get away. And they're able to follow on through with some good damage coming through from the top esports mid laner.
We take a look back though, that fight was all cream. I think 369 TM, they both do a great job of cleaning up.
I feel like at any point, if top esports just decide to slow down.
Here is the problem that Loud are going to have to solve in the fights to come.
If top esports at any point in time just decide to slow down and play an objective game, it doesn't seem like Loud have the capacity to set up objectives properly.
This is where it is going to start to
And they just don't.
Tough for top. Okay, yeah. I think this is where if you can set up the Varus in mid lane as Loud.
How many faces does Nashor have, man?
Especially as the level 11.
Alright, the hook in, Talia combination, Jack it up on the CC. Can we get a combo? Boom! The piece. I like the fact that he kept some CC here in the pockets. Varus ult was not necessary, I think. Varus was not necessary, but they burned the flash here from Mako, burned his E. Like, if they chill a bit, don't use so many tools like the Varus ult, maybe they can, like, layer it after the eat. They need to think about the fight, it needs to be two-pronged. They need to post the eat, and then they need to be able to go again. And in this moment, they forced the eat dry from Nautilus ult, right? Not dry, but it's Nautilus ult and the Talia. Oh, Redbert, Redbert, Redbert! Redbert!
Up to survive. Croc now running. Tower set up. Knock up from Mako.
Oh, the flash in from Tian.
369. Just gonna keep going. And look what he found. It's Tinone's off on the side. He still had Ghost. He still had all. He didn't need to use it in the 1v1. And TES dominating in mid lane.
And it was just off that over force from Loud in the mid lane. Cream gets to rotate mid. And Louder just.
Yeah, I don't look at any point in time that Loud's gonna have any better setup for the objectives. Top esports fight understanding is just way better. Loud. Like, Loud has only 1 gear, bro. 1 gear. They can't play around CDs at all.
They don't have enough time. Robo, is he really going to go in? Is this where they want to bet their game? Hex flashed over the wall. Flick back onto Jackie Love is good, but Cream buys the space for the rest of the team, but he might just give away the shutdown. Tinones and Robo still standing. Redbird in the midst of the entire lineup.
Honestly, fair play to Tinones, though. Fair play to Tinones. I think Tinones had a really good game. Fair play to Tinones, man. Tinones played a really nice game.
Which means it is going to be a 4v4. Cream, if they can delay his top esports, can teleport into the play. So 369 immediately teleports onto that bot wave, get that pushed in. Someone has to respond on Loud on that bot side. And with Mako TPing into mid lane as well, you've now got 2 waves of pressure for top esports that Loud have to deal with before they can approach the dragon.
But Redbird, bro, Redbird is having that VCS Bucio performance.
What I wanted. I can't speak for the Loud fans, but this hits, Rob. This is an exciting game. That said, TES are getting further and further ahead, and 2 Drakes and 6 Scrubs. You know, when the gold was even, when the kills were even, wasn't going to feel too bad. But now as that gold lead starts to get bigger and bigger, those objectives you didn't take early game are going to start to count more and more against you.
But this is why it's been great to see the adaptation from top esports since we last saw them in the international stage in 2022. This is a team that still has some of those same players, but they look
guys, top esports, let's not overblow like top esports here, like they are chilling. Like, this game was not like in shambles. Like they did two very bad plays where they died on top and then on side on bot. That was very bad. But top esports is doing way better on every objective. Let's not overblow how weak top esports is here.
Not give away the play off of their wave states. Like, look at this one.
Fnatic top esports can still get interesting. Like, tomorrow's matches is gonna be high, man.
They're starting to group on mid, and they're just looking to choke Loud out of the game. This is the bread and butter that top esports brought from the LP.
Alright, the flash hook, Mako Z. Alright, this is nice cutting off, but he's eating stone. No eat here, no eat. Croco with the ult. Mako is deep. Root flashes over the wall. Root is in danger. Root is deep. 2 for 1, 2 for 2. Here comes Cream. Cream has his load still. Redbird is gonna die dry. Combination. Jackie Love gets hit by Tinons. Damn, encoding issues.
Finds the kill. The tier 2 will finally fall, but it's just a banger of a fight.
It is. Loud throw everything at top, but again, Cream just over the wall, getting so much damage off. 7, 2, and 6 on this Azir. He is monstrous in this lane.
Now it's starting to feel insurmountable. I like the aggressive look from Redbird. It starts off okay, but they can't take so many resources to finish up Tien. And look at, I mean, you just see the gold in the individual roles.
Oh, Redbird de Janeiro.
Loud tried to engage, but the push is already there on the top side. Cream gets a ton of damage off in
The
Robo
Beast.
as he's trying to come in.
I think Croc is using his W way too easy, man. And then Vados got flipped like a pizza dough, bro. He flashes in, tries to get something done, gets 2, man. Respect for that.
Tinons is trying his best to be that main DPS.
Respect for that.
Especially since Robo got taken out of the fight early thanks to the damage from Cream.
And then we have to remind ourselves, 369 is playing fucking his soundset.
It does cause Jackie to fall, but
Creme de la creme.
commit to the rest of the play then.
Bro, who called Cream creme the other day?
The 2 damage dealers that they have.
And honestly, watching that
Who the fuck is that? Alright. Oh, look at that double pronged engage there. But Croc is all in his lonesome.
Well and truly online. That's a reset for Tien. Now he gets to be the Wukong. Dashes in under Robo. A little bit extra healing.
Oh, gets one.
Jackie Love gonna get taken out. Robo
GG. GG, guys.
And he's gonna do whatever he damn well
GG, guys.
TES again. They're simply too far ahead. It was close earlier on. They're still able to get their licks in. They're still able to get kills back, but TES can just go for the throat here.
Yeah, Loud don't know how to team fight. They don't know how to set up objectives.
On top side, so it's kind of 369 by himself. Maybe that's an opportunity for Loud, but you can see
Like Loud is playing. You know how they play like? They play exactly like Vitality.
They're winning across the board.
They're Vitality 2.0, you know? Just like very spontaneous gameplay. Very spontaneous.
Tall task.
But they are lacking in the setup department for sure.
Fight is like the arguable scaling component in their favor, but with the Viego resets coming in, it's just so difficult. And you look at the opposite side, it's a Senna with 112 souls. An Azir with 3.5 items in the luxury item of the Seeker's Arm Guard to go golden in the midst of a fight. And on top of all
this is a very solid showing. Honestly, Tinons has been very, very impressive.
Have to pick off a single target.
Tinons has been very impressive.
It's Robo and Croc have to get access to Cream, immediately set up for some sort of piercing arrow from Root to finish off Cream before any, not only Mako, but Jackie Love's ult comes through, a heal from Jackie Love comes through, something, because this Azir is monstrous alongside Tien. 7, 4, and 7 on the Viego. He alone, once he starts to get resets in these fights, especially if it's Redbird, just sets himself up to be the carry after Cream goes down.
Oh, here comes the wall. Cream, oh, the stones, a W.
Minefield connects. Flick back does not. Redbird though hooking in.
Redbird, where are you going, son?
Whatsoever. Now 369 free access. Straight
369.
Can go for the all out if he wants to, but instead it's just going to back away here.
YNW melee.
Left and right, but he's too damn tanky. Cancels the all out to ensure he doesn't take any further damage. And TES just keeping the
369 said this dig ain't free. He has no TP. All right, he stays.
With these minions available, with 6 Void Grubs, that tower does not last very long. And it's on towards bot in here.
Bro, Tinons is just hitting dry W's, man. Tinons!
A bit more space. TES immediately back away.
Tinons is cooking, by the way. Tinons made this game a little bit interesting.
And a very
little bit interesting.
Towards the top side for top to make sure they could get the final inhibitor turret, but Dragon is up. They're on a ward.
Ooh, excellent ward spots out the ambush. Loud need to be careful about approaching here. Tinon's the target that they have to protect. Jackie Love gonna hit the root, but only under Redbird. Redbird flash forward. He's gonna hit 369, but crucially he's gonna hit Jackie Love as well. 369 devoured by Mako. Loud is here, ready to follow up. Ulti connecting onto 369. Loud ready to turn the fight. 369 backing away. Shut down. Crucial. Root happy to pick up the gold, and the Drake denying the soul for the side of TES.
All right.
It's not a lot. It doesn't
Look
shift
at that,
the
man.
gold lead massively, But it's another little thing in the favor of Loud, keeping their hopes and dreams alive a little bit longer in this game.
It buys them the time that they desperately need. No objective on the map apart from Baron makes it a little bit easier for them to just keep vision on that top side. Make sure top esports aren't doing anything sneaky, and they can start to keep these mid and bot waves off of their structures. Top, though, can very much start to play off of that mid inhibitor if they want to, or are they just going to start up this Baron, see if they can get Loud out of their base?
What rank is Ascendant?
Now forced to back away.
What rank is Ascendant?
Cream stepping very far forward. I think Loud could have
I just saw the perks
didn't
tweet.
have the necessary information.
Let's look at that later.
It would have been hard. Tinon still had to TP in, and he doesn't have any great TP wards available to him, so I think I respect...
It's getting Ascendant in Valorant hard.
Not trying to go too far forward. Cream, though, definitely low, which is a big win.
Okay, they at least spot the pit. Double red ward, a little bit odd. Unfortunate there.
Nice bait, Evzore.
Vision, but happy to just deny
It's actually like
to the top side coming in for Cream.
Evzore just pulled like a fucking Steph Curry sim level bait.
TES, do they have the discipline to just play side, to wait for a greater advantage here? Robo will be forced to catch a side lane. Cream also using a TP though means it's overall even.
Yeah, surprised to see the TP from Tinons. It felt rushed. It felt like they thought they're under pressure.
In no man's land, will be able to make it out in time. And like I say, this is tense, right? TES by all means favored. They still have all their flashes up. They have so many tools to protect Cream as their main source of damage, and the Baron's already been started. Loud
How deep is yo?
They might just be walking face first into 369 and Mako. Now they're going to realize Croc forced to back away. 369.
No, this fight 369 is just a mountain, bro.
TES have pulled off the Baron, though. That control ward, crucial. Gives them all the information they need.
Robo just spotted on the control ward on top side, though. He was trying to see if he could get the flanks to top esports.
369 is a damn mountain. Like, how do they break through him? They can't. Robo is deep. He's got GA. I think there's a fight maybe that they need to take. I think if he dies... Oh, they're not even hovering. They're sacking him. Robo just dying on a fucking dry neutral wave.
Flash out from Robo. Can he keep going? Cream coming over the wall. Pushing the mid lane is big from Loud.
Can they hover for the bro, man? They're committing so hard.
Again from Robo. Living for now. Robo still alive. 369. Loud, is this your opportunity to turn back the fight, or can you
Robo contesting a dry neutral. Then his team not hovering for the play, and now Redbird de Janeiro. Such a sad way, yo, Loud. You could have made it a little bit interesting, but your setup for objectives, your macro, your team fighting. That's where, you know, I think those are the moments you see the quality gap between teams, plain and simple, you know?
But my God, the discipline from this team is outstanding, Rob.
They will get the Baron, but that was...
You can fight back in the micro a little bit, depending on your champs. You know, your champs are strong. I think respect to Tinons, though. Genuinely, respect to Tinons. I think he did a wonderful job, man.
But then they're like, wait, this Renekton's still alive? You're actually going to be able to group with us? Okay, maybe we can do something, but I think that was a mistake. I think they should have just committed to Robo goes.
Why does Mako have Randuin's?
But now top esports coming back. Immediate TP from Mako in the mid to keep the pressure up. They want to make
just HP armor, but probably Force and Half is just better.
The top can get as much value out of this Baron as possible.
1 minute and 30 seconds until Soul is on the board. 2.5 minutes on the Red Bull Baron power play.
Don't they have Stardust?
TES, you'd expect them to be able to end on this.
Who's the coach of Loud? Isn't it Stardust?
Quietly stacking up souls the entire time. Cream didn't burn his flash. He still has his Zhonya's, and he still has the ulti of Mako up and available in just about 15 seconds.
While lane inhibitors eventually respawn, that's the final super minion wave that's coming in. So top esports going to go to meet it, to escort it in to make sure they'll get it.
Redbird a little bit wide, wall. Knockback onto Cream is big. He goes golden. Mako crucially flashes over the wall. They need to layer their CC and they can kill the Azir. But Mako manages to get the Devour out. Cream just starting to lay down damage. Jan in the back line trying to find the reset.
GG.
Gets the reset off the GA. All of Loud now retreating. The kill goes down. The body taken for TN finds the Wukong. And
remember my words, LPL ain't taking a series win of else against this MSI. Well, we remember your words. You're the biggest chirper ever, Toxic Reckless. You just chirp. You just chirp. You're the biggest chirper ever, bro. All right.
TES not overextending, not giving much to Loud. But Loud, they tried their damnedest. That was a fantastic game from the CD Law.
GG.
Really making sure that top esports were under pressure consistently.
All right, the payout. Top esports.
To bring Redbird mid, they were throwing a lot of moves at top esports, but
nah, bro, I put my money where my mouth is. I said I give 10 subs if I'm not right. All right, I take that bet. What do you want in return?
I muted myself in those
For
final
10
moments.
gifted
I'm now muting
subs.
myself. Excuse me. Honestly, 10 owns, bro. These flick backs.
I will give you a free cameo. I will talk about how you are the GOAT for 30 seconds, okay?
Before either of us were casting it, Rob, and now he's back doing this kind of performance against the LPL.
Dude.
That's what you love to see.
We raised the stakes.
This was such a sick
All right,
game.
we're sending some ads your ways. Duck, duck, goose, guys. Duck, duck,
I'm
goose.
very happy with how we played. Loud. That was the fact that they were consistently getting the mid pressure for Tin Owns to then lean in towards bot side to put pressure onto Jackie Love and Mako to get a ton of these summoner spells out. You could see there was a very deliberate game plan, and it was just 1 or 2 points where they tried to make a gamble, where they tried to take that step to go, we can break Top Esports, but Top Esports were just prepared, taking 1 step back, making sure they were out of position or out of position for whatever engage was coming through. But this was a close game. This was sick.
Absolutely was. But you've heard enough from us about it. Let's head on over to the analyst desk to break down that game 1.
Welcome back to the desk. Laura's not feeling too well, so we'll wish her well.
Yeah, so we love Laura. It's us.
We love Laura. It's just us.
We've taken over.
So
Massive LPL bias on this desk now.
Yes. Unfortunately.
TES had a little bit of a happy game. I feel like people are like, Emily, you said this team was smart.
Yep.
And they're reconsidering all of my opinions.
Yeah, I think you're a liar. So explain the game to me. Talk about it a little bit.
So in TTS's defense, I will say they got all early objectives,
Yes.
right? So like while, again, it was a very, very back and forth, you see when the game like absolutely blows wide open here through the gold graph, and then I'd direct everyone's attention to objective control, right? Like the early game objective control from TES was very good. Any opening that Loud gave them, they were able to get. And even with, I thought Loud played really well.
They did.
Especially in the early game.
All right, let's read the Lucas tweet.
Why people are like, this is
Hi.
the smartest team in CB Live.
I decided to take a break from competing.
And also, to your point,
Decided to take a break from competing, realized I played to reach MSI Worlds and compete internationally and didn't really enjoy the road on the way. Taking a few months off will make me see if I want to move on or not. Love you all and see you again. Now it must be very difficult from Perks' position, you know, from the get-go, 2016, right? 2016, get-go, MSI, win split, win split, win split, win split. Lose to Fnatic 2018, summer 2018, lose again. Beat RNG at the World Championship in one of the biggest upsets of all time. 2019, recruit Caps, go to ADC, win the split, win MSI World Finals. Win the split 2020, lose, well, there was no MSI 2020 because of COVID. No MSI 2020. 2020 summer, win again, World Championship, lose to Damwon. 2021, go to C9, win the split, get to quarters at the World Championship. 2022, come back, and it starts to get painful, bro. I think you get addicted to a certain type of level of success, you know? You get addicted to a certain level of success. Bro, what is this, bro? What the fuck? I'm assuming he's joking, eh? They can speak on behalf of all your fans when I saw you got married and got complacent. Your lack of hunger shows in your gameplay. Please remove the creation flag from your bio. You don't represent my people. Nah, bro. Like, even as a joke, this is too much. This is mental, by the way. It's mental to say. No, I think that you get addicted to a certain level of success, and I think if you feel like that's so far away, or maybe you're playing on a team where that doesn't even feel possible, I can understand how your motivation begins to wane. But don't let the past years of Perks, you know, diminish what he did in the past, you know? Like Perks did a lot of fucking heavy lifting for this region, you know? I think he should have retired earlier to preserve his legacy. I think preserving your legacy for people that will only remember you for your last game, like why the fuck would you ever cater to these people? I think it's a big mistake, you know? I think that, you know, in a lot of cases, I've thought about this a lot, you know? It's like, who do you actually want to cater to, you know? Like if people demand fucked up shit from you, like these people don't fucking matter, you know? It's the same. It's like I posted a tweet that me and Casey parted ways, and then there was this motherfucker. It's like, yeah, you should tell the same to Dom and Gilius. It's like, what the fuck? What? Like, bro, like how fucking sensitive are you, man? Everyone has to like your favorite team the same way you like that team. It's like, brothers telling Perks he should have retired when he went to C9, made a bag, went to Vitality, made an even bigger bag.
Find something you're good at, become a master at it, and then try to connect it to the esport world.
I think what people don't understand is that Perks won. Oh, Kokosik, sorry I missed your prime, brother. I appreciate you reminding me, man. Love the shirty model. Thank you very much, bro. I got the whole ass zoo here, man. I don't see how this Team Heretics roster should have been it, man. I was in the call, right, with Perks last year, and I told them to roll swap support. I think that would have been the best move, because they brought in Kaiser, and Kaiser was not the problem, but he's definitely not the solution either, you know? Because I think Perks could have really helped Veteo to become a good, like a very strong mid laner. I think Perks could have really helped him to become, to help him with what he's lacking. Like imagine Team Heretics kept Veteo, Perks went support, Blocked AD. I think that could have been a cookery, man. Honestly, I think it would have been worse. I don't think so. Do you agree mid-pool in Europe is worse as ever been? Well, I think with the fall-off of Perks and then Jizuke and Nemesis not playing, yeah, I think mid lane is pretty damn weak. I will defend Jizuke until my fucking dying breath, by the way. Like, this guy should be fucking playing. Yeah, I don't think Nemesis is ever coming back yet. Jizuka should be playing, plain and simple. The GMs are just not good. GMs are not good. GMs, it's a swamp. It's a damn swamp. Are there any good mid laners in EU Masters? It's like PUE and Miru were the best ones. And they win the finals. Miru got LPL spot? No, he's joining Gentlemates. Vladdy's insane. No, Vladdy is already confirmed KC, so I didn't mention him. I forgot that I can't play this music, sorry guys. You're done with KC? Yeah, we parted ways. What do you think for a good top for KC? I think that Cabo, like I don't see why you would want to replace Cabo. Out of all people, you want to replace Cabo on that team? I think it's a bit of a meme. All right, now what you got? I hope so, Steph Curry. I hope all the writers are working overtime. I hope we get some little Yari lines. Varo's first pick, Senna's out, Kalista trade, Draven's in. I wish I could speak, but I can't speak, guys. All right, Azir Kalista. Now here they should just pick Nico. I think if they don't pick Nico, that's game losing. Renata on 3, FF fast. Do you plan on talking about what happened behind the scenes, or does it die there? I can't. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to talk about anything. I don't know. You blind fucking Nautilus. I don't know. You blind Nautilus. R&D is a thing in esports, yes. I don't know, like you fucking blind Nautilus. You have to pick Nico here, guys. Nico every time.
Very good into Nautilus.
Okay, you go Nico, Zinzao. I don't know. You give Renata, then 3 is Renata. Like people blind Kalista Renata, but instead you give even a Renata a good lane. At that point, just fucking ban Renata instead of Rumble if you want to first pick Varos, I think. Like here, you either pick Nico or you pick Renata yourself, but probably picking Nico is better because the enemy, if you pick Renata and they go Nico Kalista, I think you're losing. This is already like Giga GG.
Obviously, TES as a whole played pretty solid, but I think TN was the weakest link in that game. It's pretty safe to say. Maybe he adjusts the strategy overall, though they still won. They still traded up for the vast majority, so don't really need to change too much. I like the Renata a lot, Rob. You highlighted it already. I think the other thing is the bailout is big. Even if you're going to die in the duration of the bailout, delaying the reset on Aurelion Sol's flight and team fights is devastating. Because the fact that it resets is something that many people draw issue with, but delaying it by even a tiny margin often stops this champion from just devastating 5v5s.
could be a point here where we just see TN go back towards Sejuani or something along those lines, though. I think
you could just pick jungle with Kisanta on 2. I mean, with Nico on 2. Fnatic won, they stumped, yeah, they stumped.
369 has
It was giga easy for Fnatic.
Just want to go back towards that option, but I mean, aggressive bot lane, decent control in the. Actually, I was going to say they don't really have control in mid lane, so they're going to be playing a lot off this bot lane to see if they can look for some sort of invade and plays for this Xin Zhao.
Yeah.
Let's set them up nicely.
The round of Xin also feels really good, right? We've seen in so many games, whether in domestic playoffs or even here earlier in our series, you know, it's so easy to just waste cooldowns.
All right, it's a fine Poppy game.
Faster because of the bailout, because of those supporting utility, can make things harder. But the Poppy, you mentioned it in game 1. We didn't see it get picked up.
Encoder issues. Not on my end, guys.
If it's going to be jungle or top lane.
Imagine it be jungle and then maybe something like the Aatrox in the top lane here for Robo. He's a big Jax player, but that's already been taken away. Yeah, Cassante gone. It feels like you're going back in towards Aatrox with just the most blind pickable of champions.
Lane swap?
Lane swap action.
Okay, maybe.
All right, just for anyone who doesn't know, the second you see a Zac or a Sion, the lane swap alarm.
What if 369 just matches with Sion now?
I'm not convinced.
Would be funny.
That would be the right choice here. But Zac, of course, still a relatively.
It would be funny if 369 just picks Sion here.
A lot of utility.
Maybe it picks Ornn. Ornn is pretty solid, yeah, honestly.
A lot of our playoffs just has an immense amount of sustain that a lot of top laners struggle to do. It might just be the tank handshake.
Wasn't sure if we get the Urgos. I think
right.
decent angle, but yeah, just the tank handshake.
The reason I like Ornn is because Nautilus is showing, you know. The matchup is not bad against Zac, and you do well in lane swap too.
And just playing for these big team fights.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, he's Duck Goose.
Trying to delay and play a little bit more for that later point as Loud.
And by picking another tank that also does pretty well in tower dives, you've also covered a potential swap option, right?
I will say, though, the Poppy does do a lot to disrupt Ornn when you're going for these. Like, a lot of how Ornn plays around tower dives is E headbutts into the tower, knocks up everyone close to the tower, and then looks for a lot of the resets through that with his W and the follow-up CC, but the Poppy going to make that a little bit more difficult, also being able to disrupt the ultimate, so it's not going to be the easiest if it's a lane swap, but I do think from looking at this, we're probably going to have standard lanes.
And again, it's a hope. We're fans of standard lanes here. Let's see if Loud can kind of keep up the pace that they found in the previous game. Obviously, it's the first game on stage for both of these lineups. So wouldn't be surprised if we see an uptick in performance and certainly in aggressiveness. Very often, first game on a stage, especially in an international tournament, teams are a bit more conservative. Play a bit further back. Last game, maybe not an indication of that, as we were well over a kill. More than like 1.5 kills per minute by the end of that game. So if that was the less aggressive version, I'm very excited for game 2.
Yeah, this is a scary bot lane. Like Jackie Love and Mako have got a ton of 2v2 kills, even getting like 2v2 kills against Elkin on in finals. Like these are the aggressive guys, and you've just given them Kalista Renata, which is arguably one of the most aggressive 2v2s.
It's scary based on nameplates, and it's double scary when you look at what you gave them in Champ Select, right? This is truly going to be a tall mountain. The side of Loud to climb to bring us to a game 3.
It's
not possible. See what the setup looks like.
I know what Noah wants to me. What Noah means. Today I won easy love. Tomorrow I will win hard love. I don't think he wants to know what hard love is.
And you might not be able to hear it at home, but in the crowd here in Chengdu, there's a battle back and forth between the Gyos and the Vamos. Gyos are winning. They do have a bit of a man advantage, however, I would say overall.
Forward, yeah.
That's not stopping the Vamoses from coming out.
Alright, well this Poppy angle is not bad. The 4-5 kind of brought the draft back in my opinion. We're gonna have some...
Oh, it is a lane swap. Var's heading top, past a minute.
A little lane swap action. Most important thing is the top esports to see if they're gonna defend the jungle.
Would not want to dive. It would be 369, probably. Actually, pretty much any of the representatives of the LCK or OPL, I would rather not dive. That said, if you're able to present...
Pretty good at League of Legends.
Yeah, pretty good surviving. That said, if they can set up another 4-man dive...
And people need to chill about Fnatic beating top esports, man. That shit is not happening.
Take out a level 1 Ornn.
So here's one of the things, though, with the adaptation that we're seeing from top esports. They start on red, which means TN will get an extra camp on this top side of the map. So
alright, we got Robo looking for a gank.
Because it means that now we can start to move into a position.
Xin Zhao and Ornn are just gonna look for the defense.
Are they gonna see Poppy? Are they gonna see Poppy? They see Croc walking in, but
ooh, Croc spotted on the ward, man.
doesn't know that there is a Zach here, about to jump on his face. Here he comes.
Cream has no E. Tinos tries to Q through the wave, doesn't have it. Here comes the train conductor. Tian did red and golems. Croc with the
elastic slingshot means he doesn't really have much
with the flash.
3v2 on the top side as Redbird is starting to wander down. Bar's trying to push the wave.
G2 beating top esports could happen. I think still unlikely. All right. 69 can just TP top, no? He can just TP top.
Tien hits level 2, so they have the level 2 advantage, and that's what we saw top esports try to play. The idea is you
Are you TPing top? Nah, Zach went already. He's not TPing top. He's believing in the Zach call. Like Croc is level 2, right? So I thought he can TP top here.
It means that he's not able to actually tank this wave on the top side, but instead they're going to shift him into boss. And with Redbird having to move into protect,
Sure, the Devlin, we can put a sub on it.
Is slower, so top esports
I'm down.
advantage there. And as well, you're going to be in a spot where
I thought that Orn would just TP top here because Rebert lost a lot of XP. Poppy was level 2. Zach was low HP. I think that maybe 369 could cook here.
just has less resources that she has access to.
And additionally, TES obviously have the luxury of hitting the bottom tower, the one that is not reinforced for the first 5 minutes of the game. Loud, you can see how much longer it's taking them to hit even a second plate. They are a member down as well.
And Demolish is very common on tank either way when you play grass because Font of Life is just garbage in my opinion.
Will go a plate up or be first on the reset. We'll see what they want to prioritize here, but another Demolish proc coming through for both the top side push and the bot side push.
There goes Croco. Crocodingus. Ooh. Nice flash.
Much needed, because essentially now you can see where Tien is. Tien is going to clear at this bottom side, but
There are 2 platings ahead on bottom side.
camps are on the top side of the map, which is where he's strongest. So he's just kind of in no man's
369, like 369, I think he could have TP top multiple times. By the way, when the Poppy is ganking mid and all that jazz, like I think definitely they could have done more, man.
Knowing Croc is more than likely on reset.
Like this Orn could have farmed so much.
The luxury of that passive. Crucially, 369 was able to get a level in the bottom lane. Some experience shared over makes it that much easier for him to survive. Now picking up level 3 as well. We're going to need extra resources in the form of Croc to ensure that he can survive what is very likely to be a tower dive. Croc trying to hide in the dark.
All right, Robo is passive and Croc is matching.
Knock back to the wall.
All right.
Without a tower to help, things are getting very tricky very quickly. Good handshake with the pull.
What is Robo doing, bro?
Passive going to get proc. But luckily, at least one of the blobs is going to go under tower.
What is Robo doing, bro? They didn't even fucking use spells before they even started diving you, man.
First blood coming through from TES.
They didn't even hit you. They did not hit you. They did not.
And Croc thought he'd be
Oh, hi, Mark.
because he got the reset in, had the boots, had the ruby crystal, thought maybe I have enough gold spent that I can try and cover if Tien comes down, because Tien hadn't gone for the reset. But with the camps that they'd managed to pick up early, Tien has the level advantage. So essentially 300 gold worth of resources off the level, and they're still able to make that tower dive happen, especially with Croc having used everything initially as Tien went for that engage. So nice stuff by top esports, just playing off these tiny little advantages that they managed to.
And the timing on the reset is fantastic as well. It's 5.5 minutes, so the tower reinforcement is falling down on the top.
Bottles on top, they're matching.
He hasn't opted to do so, but it's also 6 minutes when the Void Grub spawns.
Can they do anything about the fact that Skeles has no flash? I doubt it.
Force this wave in. 369 a little bit behind. Is probably going to lose 1 or 2 creeps. Actually, probably just the 1, given that the cannon is here. So overall, TES.
Should I release a diss track on Kadru?
But that's the thing. Look how many creeps are here.
To the no Vaseline beat.
Even on experience with Robo now. So 369 going to win out on the experience play. You've also now got the 2v2 that you wanted in that top side. Although Jackie Love and Mako are a little bit behind on the.
So release this track on Kadru in the no Vaseline beat.
Good hook though, connecting onto Mako. Immediate Ignite gets taken down. Flash out from
All
Mako,
right.
away from the hail of arrows, but Jackie Love laying down so many spears.
Not too bad.
Big chunk on the route. Rock now trying to back away as Tien knows he's favored in the 1v1, and bot lane not really going to be able to show up for this play.
Oh, you guys hear the sound? What is the sound?
Through. Eyes on Jackie Love though. The hook now coming through as well. That's going to be 1 kill traded back. So far 1 for 1.
All right, Mako survives 1 HP. Not too bad here for Loud.
The double comes in for Root.
I don't know. Jackie Love had no flash.
Chunked out here, wants to push back, gets 1 clean flash back from Root.
I wonder if Cream could have done more here.
On the top side, Tino just continuing to stack. The payload is there. This is
Cream has
incredibly
ENT.
impressive.
Okay.
Tino does get a couple extra stacks, but at the cost of his flash.
So the reason Loud are
It's a never-ending buzz.
on the top side is that to get the 2v2 the Jack.
It's my PC. I smacked it again. It's.
The massive one that 369 picked up, and it's now abusing against Robo, but it meant that they were.
How about now?
Down. Brute knows that, goes aggressive in the 2v2, especially as they miss the handshake on the top, which means that now Mako very low. Loud know they have the level advantage on Root, so they go aggressive onto Jackie Love as he's the main source of
Right, I'll make a little gate.
And then Loud are able
I did a little gate now.
This works out initially great for
Now there's the gates and that's it.
You should have just called it quits. You'd already gotten what you needed for, and Cream managing to pick off Redbird, who just didn't have that flash available at the time.
I put a little gate in. I think my PC is just making random noise. I don't know what it is.
Tin Owns has to flash as well, because again, we're talking about the bailout, backup and available.
I think Cream could have done more there, man. If he ulted forward, like towards the Renata, and was ready to kill the Renata, I think it could have been fine. But I think he was just worried about killing Renata.
Good under Redbird. Ulti now coming in. They're gonna get the flash as well. Redbird doesn't really have the chance to
wow.
damage again onto TN.
Oh!
Exactly where he's needed. No kill's gonna come through.
Hey, yo!
No big bailout.
Loud is fighting back.
Now Mako has to play careful. Good handshake to make it out to safety. But what started as such a great pick opportunity for TN.
Loud is fighting back. This guy has no fucking. Robo has no passive.
Trading against Robo, but this is kind of where the trade-off has happened. 369 got the lead that he wanted.
There's attack speed battles as well. I mean, attack speed, Kalista, sorry.
Not the null matchup.
Spectre's cow. Yeah, you're good, you're good.
Picked up for himself, so he's a bit more abusive in this matchup on the bot side.
Crocus had a good game so far.
In the 2v2, Jackie Love has just hit the level 6, but it's.
And considering how much time he invested early, like to still be relevant at this timer here on top is good.
They're gonna scoop up Tin Owns. Nice early bit of flight there, and when becomes like.
Cream can't go. I feel like Cream could go, no? Or he used Q. I think that you should be able to scoop him, by the way, if he's fucking trading with you. This is a fucking LLL with no flash, and you have flash. I think he should die.
They're really committed to making this play happen. Forcing out the ult from Tien.
Alright.
Traded for the Poppy ult.
It's a bit of a messy one, because ideally it is great to get that ult out of Tien as Robo gets the.
Oh, whoa.
Ulting to clear the wave.
Bro, I think if Robo aimed his E a little bit better, he could maybe do more here. I think maybe he could kill. No joke. Like.
Go for the dive anyway, but at least Robo knows I cannot get dove now off of at least that wave. Trying to set up some defensive vision for himself as well, so then he's in a decent spot. You can see it in River.
If it just ended up behind him, yeah.
The quicker reset from Root and Redbird, though, means that they get to shove in bot. They can rotate towards Dragon. I think they needed Croc, though, to play with Tin Owns on mid-wave, because Cream getting a good amount of damage, but...
Hey, yo.
The edge of the Q hitting Cream has to dash to safety. Tin Owns.
I think Tin Owns started spitting too soon, man.
Obviously, once you start using the Breath of Light, you slow down a bit.
He was just distracting him before he was even back in.
Pushing Cream back. But Cream holding onto that flash, crucially.
Close.
At the moment, though, Loud doing a decent job of, from this position now, playing off of Root and Redbird's advantage. They find Mako.
Alright, Psycho, Mako, Groupie. They have Jackie Love ult still, so it's fine.
So it's gonna take a second. Oh.
Ult for ult.
Thought they had the angle. Do get the
Use Ignite, though.
Love, though, crucially.
Still, they would love to be able to turn this in towards a Dragon or an objective at this stage, but it kind of feels like little wins that aren't really getting anything. Yeah, they will be able to push in. Maybe this is the Dragon angle, especially with Jackie Love's opening.
It's okay, we're gonna release. We're gonna do a crazy diss track on Kato one day, guys.
So a big item advantage for top esports if they try
For the fun of it, of course.
to make a fight happen here. And Mako
It's just that if I'm not gonna compete, right? If I'm not gonna compete, I need to find competition somewhere.
when it comes towards the advantage on that bottom side, we just look to play.
So I'll just follow in the footsteps.
And again, we're in a situation where TES are slowly but surely building a gold lead. 17 CS advantage. And remember that 369 actually sacrificed.
Right now, I have no claim to anything.
Top ahead of schedule is nice bit of ulti there, but there's the hostile takeover. Round's about to get hit up. Tien taking a little bit of damage here, but has the ulti off cooldown just in time. Croc, he's got nowhere left to go. Poppy slowly gets shredded down. Double kill coming through for Jackie Love.
And again, it's just what we were talking about. Mako has hit the level 6. Redbird didn't have the ult available, so the support advantage
GG.
the ultimate's coming through and sets up beautifully for Tien
GG,
to
guys.
separate out Loud. Even the push and mid for Cream meant that they couldn't have Tin Owns come into the play either, so Dragon will go the way of top esports.
You can see here, Robo zoned off the wave for the most part.
It's playing the fights too fast. Like, you use Nautilus ult. The Battles ult needs more value.
Redbird, Hex Flash in, the pushback, just barely hitting, but Cream now down to the side. Ulti gonna go and he has to flash away to safety. Tino's again now
Cream.
this time. Surely the play works. Tien on the way. Is it gonna be enough? The ult for Redbird. The ult for Redbird. He's gonna look and he's gonna finish the job.
Damn, they are just... Bro, this 2v2 mid jungle for top esports is not precise.
Protecting President. Tino's working out well for the side of Loud.
And they're gonna rotate on towards top side as well. 369 knows that he's low, but now he's under tower. They're coming.
Rest of the team on the hunt. Train conductor 369. Woo. A little bit of a hate train on the top side here from Loud, but back away. Focus on the wave. Jackie Love! Oh.
If that was lethality Callista,
he's dead.
That could have been a very dead ASAL, but might be a dead Poppy instead. Cream.
Alright. Cream has no ult. Cream has no ult. Guys, Riot Games, please.
Slippery little Yordle.
Bro, whatever fucking, there's too much action on the screen, we just get clipping, bro.
Grubs are back up. Tino's stacking 115, doing a good job thus far. A lot of pressure across the map. They're now going to get the TP out from 369, it looks like, to cover the bottom side. And overall, we got carries at one item on both teams. It's really a lead for Tien that feels like the most important part of the map. You highlighted already, that item completion crucial, and he still has a pretty big advantage.
So the problem was...
I don't know about this. I guess he has no ult, it works.
The fact that they end up having a couple of fights go astray means that now top esports have control.
Alright, Robo's having fun, it seems.
Doing a little bit of damage to tower, waiting for the angle. Robo just gonna get shredded.
Doesn't heal. Jackalove is deep, man. What is Jackalove doing with this angle? What is top esports doing? Do they get away with this? No way they get away with this. Oh, the rent! No, they get away with it! Damn! They get away with it.
I was forced to flash out to safety, and overall, TES
They get away with it, man.
That one's so much better.
JackieLove just about gets that bailout to make it a massive win for top esports. The pick off Robo underneath the tower, they will lose away for Loud on that bot half as well as 369 able to shut that in, but Robo...
Handshake. Robo interrupted. Tino's is on the way, but he's so far away, but it's the powered ultimate. It's about to hit 3. Knock him only onto 1.
Alright. Tino's. W reset. Here he flows. Here he flows.
Handshake pushback from Mako was key, however.
Fuck, my lens is out of place, guys.
Where's it gonna hit? Mako position
oh!
Tower. Nice side, nice confidence, but he's still
Here he comes.
And in the meantime, Croc is on the
Croc Maga. Boom. Tackle. Honestly, shout out to Tino's, man. Tino's is putting in work.
The counter punch is coming in the mid lane from TES. They're taking the mid lane tower.
Loud want to try and move over towards the Rift Tower if they can off the back of this, but I think they need to reset. Tino's very low on mana, Root very low on health to top esports. They even start to push in towards that tier 2. They've already got a ton of vision established in this top side, so I think it's a rush to push out top wave and move over towards the Rift Tower for top esports.
Continuing to keep the pressure up. Almost so damn squishy. He doesn't have any boots. Definitely a tough game thus far. Alright.
I think Loud had good control over the game. You can see that Root had managed to pick up an advantage, managed to pick up these kills, and a lot of it was top esports blundering on, trying to force the 2v2 lane. But after that, top esports find the fights. They get that quick reset, they manage to find the objectives that they want with Dragon, working off of Cream's pressure, and now it's coming down to plays like this where top esports are just outplaying in the moment. Yes, you get the knock up, but JackieLove already had the ult off, knocks down Croc. They get the damage that they
MSI tomorrow as well, yeah.
To kill Croc, keeps JackieLove alive. And then
I think MSI is every day till
even on the bottom side
the Monday
as well with the ultimate, just playing to distract the two carries of Loud from being able to get into position.
And you can see the passion here in Chengdu, but it's another situation where it was similar with the Tahm Kench. There's so many moments where Loud, they almost have that kill. They're so close, but it's the Devour from the Tahm Kench. In this case, it's the bailout from the Renata that just stops that play, that turns it back.
Tomorrow is a hype day, man.
And as you take a look at the MasterCard lane economy snapshot, yeah, all things in favor of TS. I think the one that surprised me the most, to be honest, is 369, but when you think about the sheer amount of pressure that's been put on Robo, the amount of dives that have come through, it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's also, again, coming back to the fact that you gave up that massive wave on bot that JackieLove could have taken, but it went to 369, just opened up for 369 to take very much a lead in this early stage, but now it's Root who's in trouble.
Called out, Root in trouble, but there's no immediate follow-up. Hostile takeover, not even going to clip him. Knock back into 369, but he's so damn tanky. Tien off to the side, they have to be careful. They need to protect.
Oh, he missed the Q, didn't get the CC with the E. Tien still has ultimate, he's chilling.
Away from that vortex, Croc now trying to retreat as best as he can. Neither side able to find a kill. Flash still up for 10 ounce. Flash for Redbird available as well, so across the board, pretty close. The difference being TES now get access to the Drake.
A rare mistake from 369 on the Orin. Tries to go for the headbutt onto the pillar he'd set up, but actually misses. Comes a little bit too short, and it means that then Loud don't actually get the big knock up. So
one day that's gonna stink.
They still get
Not gonna lie.
that they need, so they will get Dragon.
We're gonna have a day where we're gonna watch Loud
Big top wave. Maybe they can look to
versus Gigabyte Marines.
With that, I mean, you've got bounties available for Loud. You can kind of tell that this game is very quickly starting to slip away again.
And Astral
just finding these moments.
Oh, Root, you don't know what's coming.
versus PSG.
Man has the movement speed, but he misses the wind become lightning, and now Root gets to escape. Oh, I mean, sad Skarner, very fair there. That very well could have been a pick.
Boo!
Lesson there on stepping too far up.
That's not gonna be interesting for anybody.
We'll all get the resets going through though, and this is where again you're kind of looking at top esports being able to control sideways through Cream over Tin Owns should be in a good spot. You guarantee the mid play as well, because even though Root is on the Varus, he's just I think a little bit too far behind Jackie Love, especially with Mako in check.
That's a nap angle on stream.
The 2v2 into this matchup, so you kind of have to accept second.
Cream actually caught out here. Alti coming in for Robo. Push back there, but it's a little bit late. Alti does not connect at all. And Tin Owns is now going to be in trouble. They need to back away to Redbird for 369. Happy to just use the TP to disengage.
Redbird is dinero. Use every CC spell. Use every tool.
TS is now barreling down to the bottom side of the map. Loud need to get the hell out because TS on the way in. Wind becomes lightning.
Every tool.
And Loud know it. Immediately just going to back away.
Root and Redbird end up threatening on towards Jackie Love as the rest of top esports were starting to come down through the Loud jungle, so they couldn't get there as quickly as they wanted to. The top esports, a bit disjointed. They get the TP from 369 as Loud, but they have to be careful of not losing out on this entire bottom side when it comes towards vision and the push. Yeah, you see in the picture-in-picture, the ult actually goes wide, but they were just trying to put pressure on to Jackie Love, so then he couldn't get down there as quickly as he would have liked to.
Cream immediately going to TP to the top wave, and then right as that play fizzles, keep the pressure up there.
My man Redbird is the next on. Bro, Redbird has played League for like 14 years.
Especially with the Ginsu's pickup from Jackie Love. Brilliant Soul, I believe already using the second empowered ultimate of the game, so likely will not have it for this fight, crucially for the side of TES. And it was a similar situation to the previous game. Again, Loud doing pretty well in some of these fights, but TES just continue to trade up, continue to find more and more favorable exchanges. Now the charge coming into the tier 2. 369 here. Loud doing what they can to clear the wave with the Varus, but after that initial piercing arrow, they don't have a lot left to clear out.
But this is what you expect from the LPL second seed, is not only are they able to kind of hand diff at times, it's also just how they play the map, making sure that they're able to get a decent spot again. Now, they did end up backfiring a little bit with their initial swap into the 2v2 on the top end.
Bro is playing from a coffin, bro. Relax.
Well off of Cream's pressure in the mid lane.
I've played League for 14 years too, bro. Am I in a coffin then? Yeah.
What Loud are doing, and that's kind of the big upset for Loud, is this is at least coming from a lot of the interviews that we saw on the CB LOL, that they just haven't really been contested when it comes to their side lane control, haven't really been contested when it comes to their macro, and now going up against a team that is able to contest them on those moments. You see Loud doing a good job, but it's just the last little detail, the finer details that are just barely missing from Loud's playbook.
Yeah, that are escaping them. Earlier I said Aurelion Sol had burned the second empowered ult of the game. I was incorrect. He does have it now, though, for what could be a Baron contest, but really have good tools to take a Baron on this composition. Aurelion Sol's sustained damage is not bad. Lethality Varus pretty terrible at taking that objective, so I can't really imagine Loud are going to do much here on the top side other than lay down some vision to make sure that they are not the ones to concede it.
It's a big wave being lost in the bot lane though. 369 already on it, Demolish taken as well, so going to get some nice work done on this.
Can you explain why teams are doing lane subs again? What changed?
Moving down to try and contest,
I have a 1 hour and 17 minutes video on it.
And the push in mid, Cream just going to be the one that shows.
But the gist of it is that, yeah, there's some matchups that you want to avoid, and you swap because it's not as punishing as people thought it would be. That's like the too long didn't watch version of it.
Really respecting that choke point, not wanting to walk.
Summarize it in 8 words that rhyme.
Initial follow-up, knockback on a Jackie Love, does not find the stun. Croc now running.
Root with the field goal. Hook forward, Tien with the ultimate. Redbird de Janeiro. Too deep.
Redbird gonna get picked off before anything else can happen. Croc now turning, trying to come back to the rest of the fight, but there's 369. Croc now needs to
GG, Yo-Yo Ma.
Here comes the choo-choo train, baby. But it's not delivering food, it's delivering death. TES finding the kill. Support and jungle down, that should be their Baron.
They're going to immediately move over towards it. 369 could move in towards this bottom side just to collect the wave if they really want to. Has the TP available, but actually going to upgrade himself.
Lane's video was insane, by the way. You smelled that one. Oh, thank you very much. I was happy with the reception, so we're probably gonna cook more videos like that.
Big ultimate that you were highlighting, Dracos.
Ready to make the skies descend, but can they stop the Baron? Excellent pushback from Cream to deny the initial engage. Mako getting so damn low. The flash in, the ulti under 3 in the pit. Tinones, this is your time to shine because the objective is already gone. You need to find these kills. Resets coming through. He can't quite make it over the wall. Crucially, TES
oh, Root! Oh, he tried his best.
With that ulti, but they don't have enough left. They don't have the damage. Jackie Love and 369 still standing. Double for the Callista. Looking to make it 3. They get the Baron, and they're gonna get the ace. Croc the last man standing, but there's nothing he can do.
And now there is nobody apart from Croc who can stand in the way of the push from top esports.
Didn't know you're that good on cello. I don't play cello, bro.
They don't really care.
I wish.
Tech Dragon to a top tier 2, to a push in, to a Baron buff. The top esports going to look to close out this game.
You can see the potential makings of a comeback here with your Alien Soul Ultimate, with the layering of the damage. But it's not enough.
Again, it's Cream. Highlight moments. Ult out of Robo to make sure he has to flash into the pit. This big knockup is huge, right? But 369 is keeping the rest of the members out of the position. They manage to get the knockback on towards the Aurelion Sol, and then Cream goes in, goes forward, gets the Leandri's angle.
It should have been Toby's versus Fnatic winners, advances, losers, faces, GAM versus Loud for last chance. What do you mean? That's exactly what it is.
In the extended fights, TES just keep coming out on top. They try a cheeky steal there. Varus, Q damage for lethality, obviously. Potential without damage of smite. 6.5k damage from Jackie Love. Scary as Cream was in the game 1.
Toxic Reckless, relax, bro.
Scary here in game 2. 9, 1, and 2.
Just angry at Clouds.
3.2k Red Bull Baron power play already. It's only going to grow more in their favor unless Loud can hold.
This first part is pointless. No, flying in to get a 0-2. Now that would be pointless.
Trying to zone them back. Wave getting cleared.
At least you get to play minimum 4 games, bro. Last teams to play 2 games.
Looking to lock up Root, not quite going to connect on the Aurelion Soul.
GG.
Isn't going to hit, but it frankly does not matter. Redbird going to fall here, knock back there, but he manages to get a hook back. Tinones finally gets the ulti up. Excellent stun to keep things going. Mako now going to be in trouble, but the Fate's Call brings him back into Jackie Love's arms. And TES just continue the siege on the bottom side. Looking to just end it here.
Now they're so low. They'll take the in here, but they will back away in time. They try so hard to hold on to their base, but again, the ult from 369 in onto Root takes him out immediately, and there's so little that he's able to do. And with 4,400 Red Bull Baron power play
and a 10k gold lead
come through, yeah, it's
GG.
so difficult now to try and keep this one up. See, as we start to set up Cream, happy to push forward because he knows he can always escape with that sliding glide. And Croc tries to get in position to come around, but Mako marks him.
Today was a pretty chill day, man. Like, there's not much to say.
Just sets up then for the follow through. Tien managed to hit the wind, become lightning.
I'm curious. I'm excited to read all the overreactions about top esports.
And I think it's so hard right now, if you're Root, to get any effective damage down. Hitting 369 is wasted.
Hitting Tien is wasted.
Yeah, hitting Tien is wasted. He just immediately ults. He stops any follow-up. They've got the resets. I mean, TES just using a lot of their team fighting tools beautifully to ensure that Loud do not have an angle to come back in these fights. Loud, one final hold, very likely. TES, though, I think, playing with a lot of respect here. Don't want to just rely on the hand zip. Want to make sure that the entire map is working in their favor. Going to start by pushing in that top wave. We are only 2 minutes till the next Baron, 2:40 till the next Drake. It would be Soul for TES, pushing things even further in their favor.
It's going to be so hard to try and get there, though. Top esports, they're pushing in both these waves, trying to set them up so they hit at a similar time, and just trying to keep Loud in their base. I think at this stage, with the pressure on bot side and the double wave contest coming through on top and mid, getting vision control to take a peep at this Baron is going to be so tough. You can see two.
How long will play-ins last? Just this week. Sunday it's finished, then Monday break, and then rock and roll BO5 start, bro.
And force Loud to face check.
Just continuing to box.
I didn't miss much, Big Bo Jonas. You're good, you're chilling.
And smaller as they push up that vision line, as they take away more camps, as they start to bleed Loud dry. The Aurelion Soul's an angle. Tinones finally has some extra magic penetration on top of Leandri's. Maybe he can get through that front line. 322 stacks. He's been doing well here to pick up waves or at least lay down the E and ensure that someone else is donating those stacks to him. But Croc caught out a bit here. Knockup not quite able to make it over the wall. 369 looking to lock up Croc. Tien flashing over. They want to end it right here. Tinones still has the ult. He's still holding on, trying to fly out to safety. Jackie Love coming through. Keep your eyes on that Aurelion Soul ultimate TES. Happy to have just the inhibitor. They picked up 2 members without losing much of anything. Only the Ornn ultimate used. It looks like TES just gonna siege out here. Loud, one last final desperate stand. The Zac getting respected though. They refuse to lose here. But focus on the wave coming in from Tinones. He gives the life of his top laner just to make sure the minion buff is there. But they've already got another wave on the bottom side. Loud are out of options. One final super ult isn't gonna do enough. Tien right into the face of Tinones to deny him that flight path out. Another tower going to fall. The Aurelion Soul does a good little bit of work, but TES can just focus the objective. However, Tinones is still standing. TES need to be careful. They can hit the objective. Instead, they want to take the fight. They got blinking health bars. They can just hit the Nexus, but they want to end this one in style. Croc still standing.
Blijven, thank you much. What's up, brother?
Tinones flying into Tien, wants one more reset. Cream going in. Push back on.
Hey, GG.
Not happy with just a win. They want to pad those KDAs. They want to make this 2-0 look even more dominant. Pull back into the tower. TES taking the series 2-0.
A confident win from Top Esports in the series. Slow, methodical, we got the lane spots, but just able to outplay on the map. The finer details just missing from Loud's playbook. And I think Top Esports, you kind of got to see just how strong they can be on the map, but also some of those moments were just like that topside skirmish where the bailout comes in at the last second for Jackie Love. There was just these tiny moments of heartbreak for Loud so consistently over the course of this series.
It was tough, right? A lot of individual members getting caught, putting them at a disadvantage, letting TES have a bigger gold lead maybe than they should have. 369 so clean on a lot of these engages as well. And I think as we got later and later in that game, it became harder and harder for Root to really contribute in those team fights. But ultimately, well fought by TES, an expected result, but not the games we expected. Certainly Loud standing much higher than many international fans would expect.
I mean, for an organization and for a region that has never made it out of play-ins, this would be an incredible...
You're gonna put VODs on YouTube, Yamato? The VOD is on my other YouTube channel. Basically, you can pull up... I can show you.
Incredible, right? And we think about the reputation of Brazilian teams. Often it's those big upsets that we remember, whether it was Kaboom, whether it was INTZ against EDG, that allowed H2K.
Let me even check the quality. Is the quality even good? The VOD is on my other YouTube channel. You'll see it. Like I'm just streaming on the side. Basically, you can. I'm just streaming on the side there just to keep the VOD.